Well, our holiday has been ruined. I mean, honestly, just look at the freaking screen. Just look at the title. I mean, is anyone actually really surprised?
Is anyone genuinely shocked at what we saw today from the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Honestly, wow.
All you gotta do is look at the screen. That's all that can be said. I mean, I laugh. I laugh to ease the pain. I really do. Actually, to hide the pain, rather. But yeah, Steelers lost today pretty badly, pretty poorly. 36-10.
Yeah, I mean,
our only touchdown coming once again in the fourth quarter. Garbage time.
Yeah, golf clap. Yeah, woo. No shutouts.
Ben Roethlisberger's 11th touchdown pass in the fourth quarter this year. He has 20 altogether on the year. So what does that guy tell you about this football team?
I mean, how many times do we have to say it? This team sucks.
This team's garbage.
This team is not good.
I guess you could say they are Schittsburg or Pittsburgh. Whatever the fuck you want to say.
We really are the Squealers. That's how they played today. You just saw at the beginning of the freaking stream. Jesus Christ.
I'm not even mad because I didn't get my expectations high. Yeah, I'm disappointed.
Oh, yeah, we're very disappointed,
because, the playoffs are looming very soon. In 3 weeks, we will be watching playoff football. And our chances of making the playoffs are starting to dim down deeper as the team continues to just perform worse and worse, especially against talent like the Chiefs, which, even if we make the playoffs, this was nothing but a glimpse of what will happen in the playoffs because the Chiefs are a playoff caliber team. So you go into the playoffs to face playoff teams. What do you think is going to happen?
You're not going to stand a chance. And this team has barely stood a chance at basically anybody this season. All of our games have been very close. They've been heart attacks. Not one win
was convincing.
Not one game was convincing. This team has been complacent week in and week out. It's literally been the same thing every single week.
So
this is why we are not surprised. It's not hard to tell what this team's identity is. As a matter of fact, they don't have one. I've been saying that for weeks. They have no identity.
That's why, I don't know what to say anymore because it's like we're repeating ourselves. It's like we're a broken record. It's like we're watching the Steelers, We're just replaying what's being said. That's what it is. There's not much for us to say.
What is there? What do you want us to say? What is there to say?
The Steelers suck. The offense was once again scoreless the first half. They didn't score a touchdown to the fourth quarter, a.k.a. garbage time. The offense couldn't get nothing going.
Yeah, let's just start with the offense, all right?
Might as well.
Let's talk about the offense.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Tomlin came into this game saying you can't start off slow. You can't start off with field goals versus Kansas City.
You can't beat Kansas City by kicking field goals. But yet, in the third quarter, on 4th and 15, I understand it's 4th and 15, but around that time, you're down by 30 points. You have no points on the board.
So what the fuck is the point?
At this point, you're trying to make a comeback, which they've done for how many weeks now? And they kick a field goal. I don't care if it's 4th and 15. I don't care if it's 4th and 69. I don't care who you got. I don't care what problems you have. If you're down by that many, if you're trying to win the game, you're trying to get into the playoffs, you're going to kick a field goal?
Yeah, and of course, like usual, the offensive line is garbage. It's really bad, actually, to the point our rookie center, our Pouncey replacement, quote unquote, was actually benched for J.C. Hasenauer. Kendrick Green was benched.
And rightfully so.
This is the guy they drafted out of Illinois and swapped positions to take over Pouncey's role. And they benched him due to poor play. I think that is all you need to know about what our center position is going to be going into this upcoming offseason, which could be a lot sooner than I guess we all anticipated at the start of the season. Now, I guess we're just hoping for it to be sooner.
At this point, Green being benched, yeah, we got to look at center. He's not a center.
No, he's not. He is not.
He's a fill-in. He's a gap center this season. Now we got to look for an actual true center.
And we all,
I got one guy I want. I got one guy. I'm pretty sure his name is very notable to many Steelers fans. That man is Tyler Lindenbaum.
Yeah, Lindenbaum out of Iowa.
I want that guy. That guy is a natural center. The guy's the best center in the upcoming draft. That is someone that I want in the black and gold.
And you know what I want for this offense? I want a good offensive coordinator.
Matt Canada.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm seeing a trend here. It seems like every single time we've replaced an offensive coordinator since Arians left, we've gotten worse.
I mean, Haley was the best since Arians left. That was when we last hired someone outside of the Steelers organization.
And then after Haley left, we promoted Fickner, the quarterback coach. And then Fickner left last year. Then we promoted the quarterback coach, Canada, after 1 year. And it seems like the coordinators, offensive coordinators, or coordinators in general, are getting worse. I don't know what is up with Matt Canada. It seems like this shit's not working. It appears it was more of an experiment rather than a replacement. Because his play calling today, I mean all year, but especially today, was terrible. It's 3rd and 10, and let's do a screen to Najee Harris. A fucking screen.
And 4th and 1. 4th and 1. Yeah, let's do a toss to Najee Harris. A toss.
A toss when you can't establish a rushing game.
Now I want to throw this out there.
You need 1 yard, and let's toss it.
I want to throw this out there. How many times have we gone up the middle with Najee Harris all season? How many times? Pretty much the majority of Najee's runs, right?
Yeah.
So the one time that we should do it, then I'm fine with us doing it. We don't do it. You have him go back when the line can't block and can't do anything. They can't block anybody.
Or better yet, what happened to I-form?
What's that?
Like, I don't know.
What's that? I haven't heard of I-form in like 3-4 years.
I don't know.
I have not heard about I-form. Isn't there a guy called Derek Watt on the team?
I guess.
Isn't he a fullback?
Actually, I think he's full from all the Subway he's eaten because he's been missing for how many weeks now? Hell, since he left L.A., since he left the Chargers. To be real with you, you don't pay a fullback to be the second highest paid fullback in the league just to play special teams. I don't get it.
No, you utilize that man on offense.
So
there's a reason why he's playing fullback and not linebacker.
So it's no secret this offense sucks. It is absolutely terrible.
It's just a full collective mess.
It is up and down garbage outside of a few players, and those are obvious, but
yeah, 3 guys.
This offense needs a complete change. This offense is terrible. I do not trust this offense the remainder of the season. This defense, granted, the offense didn't give them any favors, but there's no excuses for the defense. I mean, Kansas City was just running all over us. We couldn't stop the run. Mahomes had pretty much all day to throw the ball.
They threw 3 touchdowns on us. 2 of them went to one of his backup receivers. Byron Pringle, I think that's his name.
Pringle.
A guy named after a chip company. He caught 2 touchdowns on us.
Also, the guy that officially made Cameron Sutton the Steelers' first ever cheerleader with that split juke move that he forced Sutton to do on that touchdown.
Yeah, I thought Chase Claypool was the cheerleader. No, that's Sutton now with what he was doing.
Good Lord almighty. So this was just a rough performance.
And it's crazy because Kansas City obviously had a mini outbreak the past week.
Yeah, they were without their right tackle. They were without Kelsey. They were without how many other names? But they still did this to us.
Yeah, I mean, what was Tyreek Hill's stats?
Travis Kelsey.
What was Tyreek Hill's stats? What did he do? What did he call it, like 3 balls?
2 balls for 19 yards.
Tyreek Hill did nothing, and their other guys still fucking torched us. So it's like even if those guys were out, what difference does it make? It's like these guys didn't even fucking do anything because they didn't.
Wow, man.
They did nothing. So it would be no difference if they played or not. They go to show how this team is. What we've been saying all year. And we will say until the season is over. Because the season's not over yet.
No, it's not. This is to no one's shock. This performance was.
No, it's not.
And if it was, I feel sorry for you. And I don't know what you believe in. I don't know what you're smoking. But God bless you. God bless you. This was to no one's shock today. However, it does not mean that the season is over. It does not. Now, it would have been a lot easier if we won this game because the best way for the Steelers to still make the playoffs is for them to win the division, which is not out of grasp yet.
Surprisingly.
Now, the easiest way to do it would have been to win today and then win out versus the Browns and the Ravens, and all you have to worry about is the Bengals losing one game. That's it, despite the opponent. It could have been the Chiefs. It could have been the Browns. But more likely, the Chiefs. If you won out, which included winning today, all you had to worry about was the Bengals losing one game, which is most likely going to be next week.
Right.
Now, you lost today, and you still have to win out versus the Ravens and the Browns, or Browns and Ravens if you want to get in order. But you need the Bengals to lose out at the same time. They need to lose to the Chiefs, but also lose to the Browns to finish the season. First of all, are they even capable of winning out? That is the question. Are they capable of winning out?
Now, the thing is, we did beat the Browns and Ravens earlier this season. We have that.
But you look at those two teams. Now, I know the Ravens are still the 7th seed. They could not be tomorrow. The Dolphins could actually take the 7th seed, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, if they beat the Saints Monday night.
Which is very possible. But the Ravens are currently 7th, so they're not too far off in the playoffs. The Browns, forget about it. In fact, if they lose next week, they're out the playoffs. However, if we lose next week, season over. Legitimately. If we lose next week on Monday Night Football, and Ben's probably last game versus the Browns, season over.
So the Browns could very well end our season once again for 2 straight years. And I don't want that to happen.
No.
Not in Ben's last game at Heinz Field. Because that will be his last game.
It would be very interesting. Because say we lose next week. Season over. So you tell me Ben's last game, it will legitimately be his last game. It wouldn't even, there's no worry of playoffs or nothing. It's literally him going out there, and it's nothing but an appreciation day for Ben. That's what it would be if we lose next week. That is what the final game, Week 17 versus the Ravens at home will be if we lose next week. It'll be nothing more than Ben Roethlisberger Appreciation Day.
Literally.
But do you want to get to that point? You have to win next week. Otherwise, you're out. But you also got to wish and pray that the Bengals lose out.
But that's a lot of
asking.
That's a lot of wishful thinking at the same time. You're asking for a lot.
Even if we make the playoffs, today was a glimpse of what will happen anyway.
So it's like, do we even want to make the playoffs?
The only thing that is worth making the playoffs is that it will legitimately give Ben one last shot. Even though last year should have been his last shot.
It should have been.
Because going into this season, at least at the start, at the end of last season, we said this season was going to be a waste regardless. I don't understand the point of Ben coming back and seeing how this team is performing and how they could keep performing the last 2 games, the last stretch. It'll just prove our point.
Yeah. And I think it already has anyway. What's Ben really done? He did nothing in this game. He threw the ball, 35 times.
For barely 160.
He didn't even get 160 yards. So it's like, what's the point? What was the point of him coming back?
That's why I didn't understand the point of this season.
But for our chances in the playoffs, they have dipped down because of this loss. But
very dipped.
There is still a chance, but we're going to be asking a lot, and we're going to have to win out and hope that other teams in the AFC playoffs right now just lose. But that is a lot of freaking asking.
Yeah.
From us.
Because which is no shock to us, because how many times have we had to get into the playoffs because of some people's help before? Jesus Christ. I'm tired of it. But even if we don't win the division to make the playoffs, there's still a chance we make the playoffs without winning the division. But that's a hell of a lot more tough or brain hurting to think about. Because I don't even know where to begin to start with something like that. The easiest way for the Steelers to make the playoffs, if they want to make the playoffs, is winning the division. But you have to start by winning out. You have to beat the Browns next week, and you got to finish off versus the Ravens. You have to sweep those 2 teams.
And like I said, we do have 1 win each on both those teams, so there's that. But
the question is, back to, the Ravens, yeah, they're 7th seed right now, but the Browns, you could arguably say, looking at those 2 teams, what do they have to lose?
Yeah, because the Ravens, they lost how many games? 4 straight games? 3 straight games? Something like that? 4 straight games.
And the Browns have lost 2 straight. And their chances of making the playoffs are looming.
So it's like, from 2 AFC North rivals, the Browns and the Ravens, you know they're going to want to fucking ruin our season. They're going to want to end it, especially after our reign of terror for how many years in the division.
Not only that, but Ben's reign of terror.
Against them. Well, what he's done to their franchises.
So what do they have to lose?
Yeah, they could still fight for a playoff spot, but at the same time, they're going to want to end our season. So the Steelers, for these next 2 games, they got to show up. But will they? That's the question. Because all season, they really haven't showed up. They just barely escape with victories.
And I think that's good enough, but it's not.
It's not. It has not been good enough. Because look at last year. And this season, much worse, obviously. We could barely get to the playoffs. And it could very well be the same outcome as last playoff game.
Right.
Against the Browns. Now, we got the Browns next week. And you know for a damn fact, after losing 2 straight, they're definitely going to want to try to get a win, stay in the playoff hunt, and ruin our season for a second time. And by God, I do not want that. I don't. But at the same time, just like this game against the Chiefs, and just like the other games previously, I would not be surprised one bit.
Not at all.
Because
I'm going into the rest of the season same way we have pretty much the second half of the season. Going in with no expectations.
0 expectations, because this team...
That's why
it is not good.
That's why I'm not fuming. That's why I'm not screaming or yelling or breaking shit. Because no shit. What did you expect? Seeing what the team has done all year versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
And accepting how the team is now, I mean, it's like, yeah, well, you know. That's how we are.
It hurts. It does hurt because I want to see this team succeed. But they don't want to.
No.
Because they don't play like it. No one plays like it.
Only a handful of guys, maybe. But a handful of guys ain't going to win you Super Bowls. A handful of guys should be the reasons to give you these wins. Should be a whole team. It's a team effort.
Right.
And this effort was just bad. It really was.
It was very bad, actually.
Steelers lose to the Chiefs 36-10. Congrats to the Chiefs. They win their division again for like the 5th straight year, I think. They clinch a playoff spot. They're the first AFC team to clinch a playoff spot. They seem to be the team that's going to hold on. They seem to be the team that's going to be able to hold on to the number 1 seed, and rightfully so. They were 3-4 one time. Now they won 8 straight. They went from dead last to number 1, just like that.
And they are trying to clinch the number 1 seed and get, of course, home field advantage for what 4 straight years now.
And in a conference that has been very lackluster and inconsistent all season, the Chiefs are taking advantage of it.
While the Steelers are not, and their playoff chances are glooming. Pretty fast, actually. Again, there's still a chance. They got to win out and hope the Bengals lose out.
It's a slight chance. Very slight chance. And we shouldn't be at this point, but here we are. And we just got to accept it.
We made our bed. We got to sleep in it. We do. Statistically, nothing happened on offense. Najee Harris had 93 on the ground on 19 carries. It sure as hell didn't look like it, didn't feel like it. I don't know where that came from, as a matter of fact.
I think it was just garbage time. I mean, I think Jim Nantz even said in this game the Steelers were just sleepwalking through the game.
Yeah.
I swear to God, we had to work today. I swear to God, if we were home, I'd fall asleep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the same thing.
But Najee is only 16 yards away from a 1,000-yard season behind this whole line. So props to Najee.
And God bless him.
Deontay Johnson had the garbage time touchdown in the 4th quarter. I mean, he continues to add more to his first ever 1,000-yard season. Good for Johnson. He was the only receiver really doing much. Claypool made a few good catches, but that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, Johnson did have a costly fumble.
He did.
I don't know what Johnson was doing. It just slipped out of his hand. I mean, Johnson's definitely got to get better at that, at securing the ball. He really does.
Johnson's come a long way from last year, but he still makes rare mistakes.
I mean, every player's going to have their mistakes, but at that moment, you know, that hurt.
Right.
It really did.
Defensively, Robert Spillane, who stepped in for the for Bush, who was out with COVID, reigned at the top of the tackle list with 13. Schobert was 3rd with 10. Minka, once again, is up there with 12. God bless Minka Fitzpatrick. His tackle rating better be fucking 85 in next year's Madden. Because holy shit. God bless Minka,
This man literally has to clean up the mess that the defense is doing. He has to do everybody's job.
He's sadly working as a linebacker now, unintentionally.
I mean, that's what Ryan Clark said how many weeks ago. And he's right. I mean, Mike is literally the one guy that's excuse me, like he's preventing these guys from getting touchdowns for the most part.
Yeah, in more ways than one, as a matter of fact. The only two guys who were able to get sacks today for the defense was Cam Hayward and Alex Highsmith. Props on them. T.J. Watt played today with, I believe it was...
Cracked ribs.
God bless T.J. Watt. He understood the level of importance that this game was, and he still went out there. So props, T.J. He didn't do much today. He nearly got to Mahomes, but Mahomes is just good at evading pressure.
Yeah. It's one reason why Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks in the league today.
But that's it defensively. Shout out to Keller Witherspoon. He continues to step up as he's getting more time as an outside corner. He's a guy we got to bring back, whether that's to fight for a corner spot because it will be open next year, or for depth, or both.
Either way, I bring him back. I think these past couple of weeks he has shined a little bit, and he's definitely worthy of at least a 1-year deal.
Oh, for sure.
For the Steelers.
1-year extension. I totally bring Witherspoon back. I'm a bit impressed. But that's about it statistically from the Steelers. I'm going to get into the playoff look here just for the hell of it. Chiefs are number 1 seed right now. They are the only team to clinch. Tennessee's number 2. Bengals are number 3. Bills are number 4. Colts are number 5. 6 are Patriots, and the Ravens are 7th. But the Dolphins, who are now at 11, could very well step up from 11 all the way to 7 if they win tomorrow, because they have that win over the Ravens earlier on Thursday Night Football, which started their reign of what is looking like a hell of a comeback. So good on the Dolphins, to be real with you.
Yeah, definitely got to give them credit. But you see all those names still in there. The Browns, the Broncos, the Raiders won today. The Chargers lost today, which knocked them out the playoffs, I believe.
Right.
So they're still in the hunt, and that's a lot of AFC competition right there. And as you can see, the Steelers are right there at number 10.
That's why we say the best way for them to make the playoffs is by winning the division as the number 4th seed, most likely.
But to make the wild card,
that's harder because we already lost versus the Chargers. We already lost versus the Raiders. If we sweep the Ravens, that might give us an edge. But again, these guys have the edge over us, the Chargers and the Raiders.
Yeah, they do. And if they win out, then, I mean, one of them's definitely going to be taking that.
And the Dolphins, the only edge we have over them is we win the tiebreaker over Miami based on strength of schedule, as it says right here.
Yeah.
So Miami, we don't have to worry about much because of the strength of schedule, unless they have more wins over us, I believe.
Right. I mean, for the number 7 seed, excuse me, anybody could take that because the first 6 teams, I mean, I don't see any of them losing their spot. I don't. I really don't. Maybe Buffalo with how they've been a bit, but I still think Buffalo's going to keep a hold of it, as well as the Colts, Patriots, Bengals, Titans, and Chiefs. As for number 7, that is wide open to literally anybody right now.
Literally wide open. But our chances of making that is a lot harder. That's why we have to win the division by winning out and hoping the Bengals lose out, who again face the Chiefs next week and finish off versus the Browns.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks for the AFC playoff picture. But the Steelers, man, they want to try to make it. They got to win out. No doubt about it.
So they understand the situation. I mean, they had already understood it, but we saw today.
Yeah, and one more loss, we're done.
Season over. It's as simple as that. You lose next week,
it's done.
Playoffs are gone. That's crazy.
It is crazy. But that's where we are right now.
That's where we are. That is what bed this team has made, and they must lay in it. As of right now.
Yeah, but for the next couple of weeks, they definitely have to step up. No doubt about it. Does it happen? Honestly, I don't see much. I don't.
We can hope. And
listen, I do hope. I do.
There is certain hope, yes.
But I'm not expecting much. I really am. That's why I'm not too upset about this loss. I mean, before the season happened, we predicted that the Chiefs were going to beat us. But that was before we thought and saw how the Steelers were this season.
But that leads back to this. I mean, wow. 36-10. 36-10. But I'll tell you what, the AFC playoff race is heating up. 2 more weeks to go. My God almighty, this is going to be one fun ride to watch. From a football aspect.
Yeah.
From the Steelers, you just got to do a lot of praying.
And they got to
do a lot of praying.
And they got to have grit. They got to have grit.
That's it there. That is it there. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Where are we at? Whoops, wrong one.
There we go.
What's good in the chat? Good Lord Almighty. Breaking records for fullity. Let that sink in for a sec. You talking about Ben? Yeah. It reminds me of Phillip Rivers last year, where he joined the Colts just to break certain records to add on to his resume.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
And to maybe fight for a playoff spot, but that's literally it. That's literally it.
Green didn't get benched. He got a calf injury, and Turner has a knee injury. I heard he got benched. Now, they might have been wrong, but if that's the case, then that's what happened.
I don't know.
But I heard Green got benched. If he didn't, I apologize. That's what I saw on Twitter.
I think regardless, center's definitely top priority. Green's not it.
Green's not it.
And looking back at it, I do not know what the Steelers were thinking. I really don't. Like, replacing an all-pro, potentially future Hall of Fame center with a guard and have him develop under center in his rookie year, a third-round guard at that, they should have been more smarter. They should have put center at a bigger priority.
They should have taken Creed Humphrey.
Honestly, looking back at it, yeah. I mean,
and now
I can't argue about the Pat Freiermuth pick, and I can't, disagree to an extent on why they took Pat over Creed, because Pat's great. But offensive line was the bigger need.
Yeah, clearly.
It really was.
But we're in a situation right now where we might actually have to go center in the first round next year. So,
and you know what? The more I think about it, I'd like that. I'd like a rookie quarterback specifically picking, but one, I don't think he's going to be there. Two, center's more important. And next season is nothing but a rebuild season, in my honest opinion.
It should be. Next
year's season needs to be nothing but a rebuild mode for the Steelers. You can try to fight, you can try to win, that's fine. But next season, you have to fix up several positions.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying tank next year. I don't want that. That's not what the Steelers do.
No, but go into next season like how the Patriots did when they had Cam Newton as their quarterback. You can continue to fight. You can continue to grind. You can continue to try to win games. That's fine, because that's what the Patriots did with Newton.
And that's what you should do.
But the Patriots still knew that they had other positions that they had to take care of. So they used that season. They signed Cam Newton to be nothing but a gap quarterback and used that season to fix other needs. And now look at them. They're a playoff seed.
Right.
They're a hell of a team.
So, going into next season, now I know the playoffs are still alive. I get it. But I think we're all on the stance where we are just looking forward to the the off season. So next year, the Steelers got to open their wallet pretty much.
We're gonna have some good cap for the first time in how many years?
But that's just not talking from players. That's talking from like a coaching staff aspect as well. We're gonna need a new offensive line coach because
Adrian Clem's going to Oregon.
He's going with the Ducks. So we're getting an offensive line coach unless you promote in-house again with Chris Morgan.
Don't.
I'm sure they're going to keep Canada, but I don't think most of us are in favor of that. This experiment is what I'm now calling it. It's not a replacement.
But listen, even if they cut Canada, I know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to hire Mike Sullivan, our current quarterback coach. If they get rid of Canada, I guarantee you that's what they're going to do. If they do that, you might as well say, yep, no playoffs. No playoffs.
They got to go out there and get someone from outside sources, specifically on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, I think we all agree this is Butler's last year, or it should be. I don't know what they do with DC. I'd like for them to go get an outside source, but I think they're going to promote in-house in that aspect.
And these in-house promotions, man, they got to stop. That just shows you the Steelers are so freaking complacent.
Right. But from a player aspect, you got to spend money on a specific right tackle. I'll give Moore some time, but you got to get a new right tackle. Maybe keep Chucks as the swing guy. Unless you want to keep Hegg, then there's your swing guy. But get a new right tackle. I'd spend some money on getting a solid corner number one. Maybe get a veteran quarterback. I'm not making no big splash. I know we all have dreams of Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers and this and that, but that's unrealistic. Plus,
and I don't know if you want to give all that money to a guy that's going to be behind a mediocre line.
Plus, I am ready for a rebuild. As am I. So, yeah, it would sound cool. Oh, my God, Aaron Rodgers in the Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. Yeah, that sounds cool. But that's how do I want to put this? That's pretty much telling us that the Steelers aren't focusing on their problems.
No.
Unless they build the line. But I'd do that in free agency and, yes, the draft. But most importantly, free agency, because you need veteran aspects on there. The problem is it's already young. So you need a veteran anchor somewhere on the line. That's why I say go get a big-name right tackle.
Yeah.
Or tackle regardless.
Yeah, because you're going to need right tackle.
But I'm ready for a rebuild. And I don't know who the quarterback's going to be next year. People keep saying we might pick up Mariota next year, or we might grab someone in the draft.
Or we may just stick with Mason Rudolph since he's the only guy under contract right now for next season.
Which, you know what? I know there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with this. I am fine with starting Mason next year so we can focus on the trenches.
Because you know what? He would be the cheaper option. Tomlin said he wants a veteran quarterback. Technically, he's a veteran. He'd be the cheaper option. That would help you save money. You can keep Dobbs and Haskins as the backup if you want. Whatever. You start Mason. He's a cheaper option. And you use that money that you're going to have next offseason. And you spend that money on other positions that you need to focus on.
Yes.
And then you see if Rudolph is the guy, which more than likely he's not. But next season, it needs to be a rebuild season anyway.
That's what we said this year should have been. And now
we literally postponed it because Ben was brought back.
And now we're going into this next season the same way we went into this season. With Mason should start. Build a line. And yes, people are saying Brandon Sheriff is a free agent next year. I'd make a splash on him. You need a guard. Unless they do keep Dotson and move him to right guard, move Green to left guard, and then draft Linderbaum as the center. Then your interior is pretty fine.
I would be open to that. I really would be. I'd get a veteran, a fine right tackle.
But I love Brandon Sheriff. He's a Pro Bowl.
I love Sheriff too.
He's a Pro Bowler this year.
He's great. I love him. I would love him to be a Steeler.
But we're going under the assumption we're going to go center. But they're not going to bench Green after 1 year as a third-round pick. You're not going to do that. They're going to still believe in the guy. And Turner's going to be a free agent next year, and he's not returning, nor should he.
No, Turner's been bad. I don't want Turner to stay. I don't.
JC Delivery 18-7 says, why does this team favor McLeod? I have no clue. I've noticed that as well. Why is this offense built around McLeod as the primary receiver? Ben's interception, he was targeting McLeod. Every week we see McLeod in some aspect more often than he should.
Yeah, dude, I hear Ray Ray's name more so than Deontay Johnson, than Chase Claypool.
Than James Washington. Than some of the tight ends. Like, McLeod's solid, but he's a depth guy. He's not someone you build your offense around.
No, he's nothing but a depth guy and a return specialist. He should not be used in a targeted way.
And that's where the problem with Canada comes into play as well. It just goes to show you this whole team is a colossal mess. Just like last year. Towards the end of last year, it was nothing but a colossal mess. And we're seeing it again this year.
Yep.
But you got to wonder. Because going back to Canada, it seems like this offense, despite whoever's at coordinator, it's the same problem. It's the same issues. It's the same play calling week in, week out, despite the coordinators. So, what's going on? What is going on?
Is it that these coordinators are just very bad? That they stick with that? Or is it the scheming, maybe, of the Steelers that it's so stale, it's gone stale, that it's so predictable?
I don't...
Or is it something to do with Ben or Tomlin or what? Like, because this has been the case for the past 3 years. It's nothing but the same stuff. It's just a new face.
Right.
It's like, why?
Wait, did Mason will have to get paid over $25 million next year? He's under contract next year. He won't have to get paid shit.
What are you getting at?
He'll get paid what he's owed next year because he signed the contract extension before the draft. He is the only quarterback under contract next season. And like it or not, he's going to get a chance to start. And I think he should start because this team needs a rebuild and it needs to focus on the issues surrounding a quarterback.
Yeah. But the 25, I don't know where you're getting that.
$25 million?
I don't know where you're getting that. I didn't hear anything about that.
If someone pays Mason Rudolph $25 million to start, they need to be fired on the spot. They need to be fined $25 million.
You ain't worth that. No, thank you.
Terran Armstead is an option for O-line as well. I like Terran Armstead from the Saints.
Yeah.
I also like Trent Brown. Wouldn't mind him.
Hey, you know what? If he's healthy enough, if he wants to get back into football, Mitchell Schwartz.
Mitchell Schwartz would be a veteran option. It'd probably be like a 1-year rental, but it'd help build the line a little bit.
And how bad would he honestly be? He was one of the best before getting cut by the Chiefs, and they had to cut him because of cap reasons.
Someone made an impression of the Steelers locker room, and for Matt Canada, they said we will make Zach Gentry #1 wide receiver. I mean, that's just Canada's thinking.
And I don't know what he's thinking. Like, with that toss, like, did anybody see his reaction? He was just like, it's like, Matt, what'd you expect?
I'm not even going to, you guys already know.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I
you
don't
guys.
have to explain it.
No. Like, what the hell did you expect, Canada? You know that song from South Park, the movie? Blame Canada.
Blame Canada.
Might as well blame him.
Yeah,
I was hoping that it wasn't going to come to a point, but now it is, and I just find that very humorous.
Yeah, I think we can agree Canada was a colossal mistake. That was, yeah.
Yeah, just no more in-house hirings or promotions.
No.
None of that. That needs to die 1,000 deaths.
Yeah. Brother Mark 1992 with a $5 super chat says, what about Anthony McFarland, James Washington, or even Cody White getting more reps? It's like Randy Fichtner got younger. Ben didn't want Haley before. No. It's funny because we were all like, because I'll even say this, Haley in that Jags game, he called a toss to Bell on a 4th and 1 as well. That brought me
that was idiotic.
But we were all like, oh, well, Ben and Haley don't get along. You know, you can't have a coordinator that doesn't get along with your franchise Hall of Fame quarterback. Get him out of here. That was the worst fucking thing anyone could say.
Yeah, because Ben even got his freaking quarterback coach for several years, Fichtner. That did nothing. It's like, yeah, they're good friends, they're good buddies, but that's hurting the team. Like, it's fine to be friends with your coaches and your buddies.
Got a friend in me.
It's fine, but if it's not helping you succeed on the field, you need to throw all that shit away. You got to put that in the dumpster and lock that door shut.
But yeah,
yeah, if you don't like a guy, whatever, but it's helping you succeed on the field, that's what should matter when you're on the football field. What should matter if you're on the field is winning games and getting plays done right.
Yeah. But yeah, what about Anthony Miller, James Washington? I thought Washington was going to be the guy to step in for Juju. That's not the case. What about Anthony Miller? Why isn't he on the primary roster?
Yeah, I would use Miller more than Ray. Why is Cody White on the team? Why is he on the roster?
Body. He's a body.
Anthony Miller is a former second-round pick with a boatload of talent still.
Right.
Why is he not being promoted?
Right.
Why is he not playing?
Jesse says, if we paid Mason $25 million, I'd actually stop being a Steelers fan. That'd be the dumbest thing ever. Orlando Brown is an option. Didn't he sign an extension? Or I think he will. Because the Chiefs aren't going to trade a first-rounder for a tackle and then just let him walk.
No, they're going to extend him. I mean, by the way, he did make the Pro Bowl.
Which I don't think he should have, but whatever. The Pro Bowl's shit anyway.
Yeah, it's a popularity contest, and it always has been for years.
This truly is a diva. Diva, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, this truly is a dive into turmoil for Steeler Nation. Get rid of Juju. We need a veteran presence in the wide receiver locker room. See, I agree, but I also disagree. I'm always on the side of just, if Juju walks, whatever. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to put tribute videos. I'm not going to put posts. Yeah, I'll say a little thank you on Twitter, but that's it. I'm not going to fucking, my life's over. But
Juju left.
But if he stays, I have no problem with that either. He is a reliable target. He's perfect in the slot. Is he misused? Yeah, but he's reliable.
And that's the only thing Juju's got to him anyway is reliability, but I think we already have that in Pat Frymuth.
Right.
I think Frymuth has filled that hole in reliability.
That makes me wonder.
I mean, I'm right with you. I wouldn't mind if Juju were to stay, but if he leaves, so be it.
So, like, if Juju stays, does that take away Pat's targets?
Yeah, that's another thing that's a good point to be brought up.
There would be too many mouths to feed.
Because you got to remember,
which is never a bad thing.
No, it's not. But before Juju was playing, how often did we see Pat? Like very little, right?
Very little.
But ever since Juju been down, Pat's been a touchdown machine. I wouldn't mind letting Juju go. I wouldn't mind him staying, but I wouldn't mind letting him go.
Well, I think he's coming back just because no one's going to pay him. But also, he wants to stay. And it doesn't matter who's at quarterback. Everyone says, oh, he only came back this year because Ben's the quarterback. He had a chance to be with Patrick fucking Mahomes. But he didn't. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is, in my opinion, with Juju. So I think he'll stay. But I have no problem letting him go at the same time.
Yeah.
I hope we actually rebuild next season. Yeah, you and us both.
Yeah.
Washington has no ability to separate. Miller should be playing over McLeod, though. I agree Miller should be playing over McLeod. Yeah, Washington, I mean, same thing with Claypool. I mean, they have no ability to separate, but they are, Washington specifically more so, is a tough receiver.
And I think he's still got some strong hands. I really do.
Oh, he proved that, what game was it?
Was it this season, you mean?
It was this season.
Wasn't that the,
It was the game before the Titans. Who we
the
faced?
Vikings?
Yeah, it was during the Vikings game.
Yeah, the Vikings, yeah.
Steelers Nation, they may not draft a quarterback in 2022, may wait until 2023. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I'd be fine.
Matt Ryan will be a Steeler. No, thank you. Might as well bring Ben back at that point.
I mean,
Which I don't want.
no. Ben needs to go. That era needs to end. It does.
As a Raiders fan, I can honestly say we do not deserve a quarterback like Carr. I'm tired of the hate for him and would love to see him go elsewhere. He will be appreciated. I'll tell you what, I'm a fan of Derek Carr. I really am. I think he's very underappreciated, not only by the fans of the of Raider Nation, but definitely the league. So underrated is Derek Carr. He's so relied on. I think he's top, 3 and 4th quarter comebacks since coming into the league.
Something like that.
The man is so reliable. He's such a good quarterback.
The guy grows as a player every year. He's such a great leader.
He's giving me Matt Stafford vibes. Remember when Matt Stafford was on the Lions and we all felt bad for him and how he's underrated and he doesn't get the appreciation? Now Stafford's on the Rams and here he is now. Now he fucked me over in fantasy today, but I digress. But Derek Carr, I feel like he's getting the same vibes. Same vibes are coming off. I love Derek Carr in the Steelers uniform, but I know he has one more year under his contract. I wouldn't mind bringing him in. But
I just don't see him leaving the Raiders. I see him as one of the guys that's just going to be with the Raiders his entire career.
Yeah, because he's just that's your guys' guy. Now, if he were to be a free agent by the time 2023 comes around, that's a guy I'd target for agency if we had the cap available.
Yeah, that I would not mind.
But I do think he retires a Raider.
I just can't see him leaving. I don't.
Don't hate on Juju. He was a solid receiver and it would give us a solid trio wide out set. No, I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
Oh yeah, we're not hating on Juju. It's just
no.
He is a solid receiver. He is reliable.
Right.
For sure.
As a Chiefs fan, I don't think y'all are really in a horrible place. I don't think Harris is that bad. Fixing your O-line and getting a quarterback is key. Yeah, God bless Harris. He's going to hit 1,000 yards next week. If he gets 16 yards, which
he'll get that in maybe 10 carries.
Pretty much. But, yeah, Harris, he's going to get 1,000 yards this year behind this O-line.
This O-line. That goes to show you Najee Harris, man.
We're not in a bad spot. We still have a chance at the playoffs. We really do. At the division, actually, to get into the playoffs. But
we're just looking bad right now.
Brother Mark 1992 with another super chat. This time $2 says Adrian Clem will be gone. Oregon Ducks hired him. Yeah, so we're going to need an O-line coach. And it'll probably be Chris Morgan, our assistant guy, which it will be a mistake.
I feel like it would be, yeah.
What this team needs most is discipline. Juju Claypool and others need a veteran player or coach around them that will show them the way. I think that's somewhat Tomlin's job. Actually, not somewhat. That is Tomlin's job. I think that's not only just Tomlin's job. That's a lot of other guys in the locker room's job.
And I think in this game, while we were losing badly, we were getting blown out.
Yeah, Ray called a first down. And you know what this dude did? This dude got a taunting penalty for taunting. We're down 30 points and you're taunting. Same thing with, like we said, I'll gladly bring Witherspoon back, but he got a pass breakup in the end zone. Here he is taunting like a motherfucker. Bro, we're down how many points and you're taunting?
I don't get what's
that's the problem with this team.
You made a good play, but why should you taunt?
That's like Claypool versus the Vikings. First down, clock's running.
It's like big fucking whoop. Yes, you made a great play, but now's not the time for taunting, and you have no reason to taunt. You are literally losing.
Discipline has been a problem with this team for how many years now?
Yeah, it has been.
Going back to the Bell and AB days. This has been a problem for years now. And where does that go to show you? This coaching staff lacks discipline. Where does that start? Mike Tomlin. That's his. Two of the main problems I have with him specifically is he lacks discipline in his players, but also his game management is very poor.
And it's been standing out for the past couple of years, too. And his all talk and no action stuff. Like he said in his press conference, he said, you can't beat Kansas City by field goals, but yeah, we're losing by 30 and we kick a field goal. It's like enough of the freaking talk, man. You need to go out there and actually live up to what the hell you're saying.
You're right.
Enough of this shit, Tomlin. This has happened for how many years now?
Jonathan Rice says, wasted season. Rebuilding delayed by 1 year and loss of a good draft pick. I call it a non-rebuilding year, a wasted year. Jonathan, you are literally reading our minds.
Yes.
That's why we didn't agree with Ben coming back this year, because we knew what the outcome was going to be, just based on what the coaching staff is and what we lack in position. And, of course, yeah, we kind of got on the little one last ride hype train for Ben, but fuck us.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you're right. It is a wasted year. We literally delayed the rebuild a year. We said it at after that Browns playoff loss. Mason should start this year. And now we're going into next season saying the same fucking thing. You literally delayed the rebuild a year. What has Rodgers won in the last 10 years? Division titles. That's what he's won. Trade for Munchak? I'd love to. God.
Dude, if that were to happen, man, I'd be like a kid in a candy store.
Cold Steel says, didn't know you guys was live. You missed a lot, bro. You missed a lot.
Shout out to Cold Steel. He actually got rated today.
He got rated. Yes, he did.
By Tom Grossi?
I think it's Grucey.
Grucey.
I apologize if I get it wrong.
I've always pronounced it as Grossi, Grucey.
I think it's Grucey. I could be
Whatever
wrong.
it is, shout out to both of them.
Not only him, but I think Maiden got rated too.
Oh, shit, really?
Yes.
I did not know that, too.
Steel Man got rated too in his live stream too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to all three of them.
We're not going to be able to draft Pickett. His stock is too high, and our record is going to put us at mid-round.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
As much as I'd love him to be a Steeler.
That's why we draft Linderbaum. What is the like I say, how do you
build a house?
Yes, like what do you start with? The foundation. What is the foundation of an offense? The O-line.
What's the heart of an offense? The offensive line. Got to focus on that.
Watch the tape on Brennan Armstrong. I will. I think that's a guy going in, what, 2023? I could be wrong.
I've heard of him.
We should sign Marlon Mack. He's a veteran running back that's still reliable.
As a number 2, I agree.
I wanted to trade for him by the deadline to split with Najee.
And now he's nothing but a healthy and active. I think Mack still has a lot of talent and a lot of potential as a nice number 2 / rotational guy.
1,000 yards isn't that impressive in a 16 or 17 game season. Yeah, but when you're behind this offensive line, it's actually quite impressive for a rookie.
For a rookie running back behind this line, yes, I'd say that is impressive.
Just like with Deontay Johnson, he's in this offense. This offense, which can barely throw the ball or doesn't even game plan to throw the ball within 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, and he gets 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl snub. Tomlin totally needs to step up. Y'all are right. This is what kills this team the most. Exactly. Absolutely zero offense. Embarrassing, actually, that Tomlin is wasting all this talent we have with no type of offensive program or scheme. It's sickening, Dan. It is.
And Tomlin, he just doesn't do anything. He just stands there as his performance is happening. He just stands there with a look on his face.
Right.
He doesn't change up. He doesn't do any game plans. He doesn't get into the players' faces. He doesn't go to the players themselves and tell them, yo, you got to stop. He doesn't do that. He just stands there.
The taunting is more of a competitive spirit showing, being a strength coach, and knowing what's said on the field. Most of the taunts come from guys letting someone know individually they better. I get that. But I'm looking at it from a game aspect, like we're down, so just focus on getting scores up. But I get your thinking, especially since you said you're a strength coach. So
right, of course.
I get that aspect.
Yeah, so do I.
USA says, guys, Ben is still the Steelers' best option. Yeah, he is.
And that's not a good thing in this current state of his career.
But it's more so like they got to stop thinking they can win the Super Bowl because they can't.
No.
Stop thinking you can still win the big one. This team cannot.
Dude, this team could barely freaking get to the playoffs, man. We didn't beat the Lions.
Yeah.
We tied. I don't care if Ben wasn't playing. It still would have been a tie with him in it. I will stick to my guns still.
What will y'all be saying when the team shocks the world? The season isn't over yet. We didn't say the season was over.
It's not. Like, where the hell?
Where do we say
And you
the season
said
over?
shock the world?
By what? Going 1-0 in the playoffs?
Are you serious?
The season isn't over, no. but this was a glimpse of what will happen in the playoffs. You think we're going to edge victories 4 straight weeks in the playoffs against superior competition? Guys like the Colts, the Chiefs, the Patriots. Come on.
The Tigers could have our number again in the playoffs, man. Like, come on. Shock the world, man.
We need Aaron Rodgers. He will still be good for years. I mean, Rodgers will be good for years, but he's just going to blind the Steelers from focusing on the issues. Honestly. Like, yeah, it would be cool to have him in the Steelers jersey and all that. It'd be cool to, but
you're going to focus on that position, but have the majority of your money go to one guy when all that money needs to be spread on other positions, like the offensive line, like cornerback, like better depth.
It's funny because people call us spoiled and shit, but they're also the same people that want Aaron Rodgers next year. I'm ready for a rebuild. I'm fucking ready.
Dude, I
was ready this season.
Dude, how many times have we said it? We've been long overdue for one. It's what we need.
I was ready this season.
This team, everybody, the players, the coaches, the front office, everybody in the Steelers organization needs to understand we got to get better. But the only way to get better is to rebuild. Because we ain't getting better playing on the field right now because we don't have that team.
No.
So the only way to get better is to take 1 year to rebuild. Many teams have done that, and look how successful they've been.
1 or 2 years.
The Patriots have already been successful doing it. They're in the playoffs right now, currently, and I'm pretty sure they will be in the playoffs still. And I can guarantee you the Saints will be the same way next season.
Right.
Because they will be looking to get a better quarterback because Taysom Hill can't do shit. Ian Book ain't going to be the guy tomorrow night. I'm certain of that. Jameis Winston, man, what's he going to do? I know for a fact the Saints are going to go for a quarterback, and that might work for them. And the Saints already got a great defense. So all they got to do is get a fucking, get a quarterback, and I think the Saints will be solid.
You know what? I'm interested to see what the Saints do this offseason because that could be another glimpse of let's take a little rebuild and just bounce back a year or two.
I think the Saints could be like what the Patriots were last year.
Could be. I'm interested to see
That's why I bring them up, because I think the Saints could be that. I think they will do that.
Right.
I do.
Who are you guys wanting to replace Canada and Butler? We need a new offensive and defensive game. I don't have names yet. I'd have to do a little research or go around and see who's available, but I think we definitely need a new change at offense and defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Because it's just the same shit, and it's being predictable for opposing teams. I mean, the defense,
there's other coordinators I'd like for us to get, like Leftwich and Bieniemy.
But those guys are head coaches.
Those guys, they're going to get head coaching opportunities, and you know for a fact they're going to take it. As much as I would like those guys to be a new offensive coordinator for us, one, I don't see it happening, and two, more likely they're head coaches for next season.
Does Todd Bowles run a 3-4 or 4-3?
Todd Bowles, I think, 4-3 with the Bucks.
He wouldn't fit our scheme.
No.
But
I love Todd Bowles, but he runs a 4-3 in Tampa Bay.
I think he does. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he does. Not having to it changes everything up front. What are you smoking? I mean, yeah, not having to it sucks. It really does. God bless Cameron Hayward.
Yeah, seriously.
At this point, you let Ben ride it out into retirement. Pretty much.
That's what the Steelers are doing.
Pretty much. If the Steelers lose next week, which will mean our season is over,
then the Ravens game, man, it's just a
it is literally just a Big Ben appreciation day. That is it. It's Ben's last game.
Yeah. Literally.
Let's see. It's about getting hot at the right time. I'm a Broncos fan. After the Colts were eliminated in 05, we were the best team left, yet you guys blew us out at home. Yeah, but we're not that same team. We are not the 05 team. No, that is night and day.
That is, like, this team shows no resemblance.
That's Earth and Pluto. Our coaching staff in Pittsburgh alone will keep Aaron Rodgers from coming to Pittsburgh. There's no way he'll leave that creative coaching staff to come to our behind-the-times mentality, says Big Rush. Bro, you are so dead on.
So dead on, man. It's not even the coaches that bugs A-Rod. It's just the guys up top for Green Bay. But even then, I think they'll figure it out.
Steelers don't need another aging quarterback. Steelers need a young franchise quarterback that has his whole career in front of him. You're right.
We have to get young at that position.
But we got to young other positions first.
Yeah, we do, of course.
Or not necessarily young, because that's the problem with some certain positions, but we definitely got to improve.
Yeah.
Chiseled really ripped the Steelers good in his postgame vid. I'm sure he did. He always does. So I respect Chiseled, man.
Oh, yeah, he's not afraid to tell it like it is. He's a real fan.
Snoopy McQueen, that's an awesome name, with a $5 super chat says, when do we hold the GM and Tomlin accountable? No playoff wins in 5 years and 3 playoff wins in 10 years. Yeah, I mean, Tomlin, I'm not saying he should be fired because he's not. He's going to ride his contract out, and that might be the it for his tenure in Pittsburgh. Colbert, I love Colbert. He's come a long way. He's actually done some miraculous things. But the depth that he signed has been very questionable.
He definitely could have gotten better depth. And next offseason, he needs because he's taking it year by year, and I don't know when his last year is going to be, but for his remaining years, it has to be a slam dunk, literally.
Yep. Now, y'all want money spent on cornerback and O-line, but when I said we shouldn't have signed Judy for $8 million and spent it there, y'all had the most to say. What? I'm not understanding what you're talking about.
I mean, we appreciated Juju staying because he took less money to stick with the team, stick with the quarterback that he's been with his entire career.
Those are the guys we want on the team. Today was a reality check. They finally hit a good team 100%. Pittsburgh, they weren't even 100%. They didn't even have Kelsey. Pittsburgh has been barely beating lousy teams or good teams depleted by injury. They're lucky to be at 500. You are so right, Jonathan. Dude, nail on the head, bro.
Literally. This guy's just spitting facts every time.
We drafting a receiver next year? Probably. Not until day 3, but probably.
More than likely, yeah. I definitely see it.
Should have kept Munchak and fired Tomlin long ago. Thing with Munchak is he left to be with family. We offered an extension. Rooney II admitted it himself. But Munchak left to be with his granddaughter.
And hey, that's understandable.
Of course.
I can respect that.
TJ's a great player, but he's made of glass just like his bro. He's not as injury prone. And to be fair,
at least knock on wood, he won't be like his brother.
And to be fair, like everyone's getting hit
when it comes to injuries later.
But everyone's getting hit with something this year. Everyone.
Literally.
Tomlin doesn't understand what a rebuild is. He is incapable of a rebuild. Maybe that's because he, and I'm not trying to discredit Tomlin. I'm not. But that's maybe because he stepped into an already really good team.
Honestly, yeah.
Did you not just include Hayward as part of the O-line? Again, one man doesn't make the D-line. I guess that's an argument someone's having in the chat. Mission was the only highlight at the end, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he evaded pressure and got like 18 yards rushing or something like that.
This team is a little closer than people will admit. Get a veteran quarterback, fix the O-line, and find a few veteran corners, and we have a decent squad. Yeah, we do. I'm just ready to rebuild. I don't care what the Steelers do this year as long as we have a good draft pick in the draft like Sam Howell or Charles Cross or Tyler Linderbaum. I'm aiming more towards Linderbaum.
Yeah, definitely. Me too.
Big Rush with a $10 super chat says Colbert is the blame for this roster. It's time for a new approach into the offseason. It's also time to look for creative coordinators on both sides of the ball. We all know Tomlin isn't leaving. There is some blame to put on Colbert for this roster. There is.
Yeah.
And he's going in year by year. I don't know when he's going to leave. This could be his last year after the draft. We might promote Omar Khan. We might promote Brandon Hunt, who is one of our pro scouters. He's the one that actually influenced the decision to trade for Minka. So I don't know when Colbert's leaving, but he is somewhat to blame for this current roster. For band-aiding the O-line.
I mean, for
keeping the depth we had.
I mean, yeah, Colbert definitely could have done better. And like I said, for the remaining time he has with his team, he definitely has to hit a slam dunk.
Yeah.
If he wants to help this team on his way out.
Yep.
Because he's not getting any younger. He's not going to stay any longer.
Cole Steele says, outside the Tom raid and the awesome chat, today sucked. Yeah, it did suck, didn't it? It did suck.
Yeah, like I said at the opening, it ruined our holiday. I hope every single one of you watching us right now, about 260 people.
Wow.
Hope you guys had an amazing, amazing holiday season.
Hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas to all you guys, for sure, and a Happy Holidays. I'm sure you guys had a wonderful holiday just watching the Browns lose, because that's always a good thing.
Yes, that is. And now we're on to the new year.
We're on to the new year, and we are on to the Cleveland Browns. We are on to the final Monday Night Football game of the year. We are on to possibly Ben's last game versus the Browns. On to possibly Ben's last game in primetime.
At Heinz Field.
And it just so happens to be against a team he's owned for 20-plus years, or damn near 20 years.
Literally.
But, you know, who knows, man? The season's not over. There is a chance we make the playoffs by winning the division. The way to do that is you got to win out and hope the Bengals lose out. And that's possible.
But it's asking for a lot, and it's a very, very, very slim possibility.
Because even if the Bengals lose to the Chiefs next week and we beat the Browns, we would still have to beat the Ravens, which means sweeping them for 2 straight years, and that hasn't happened in how long? And the Browns losing to the Bengals. I don't see that.
Well, you got to remember, we swept the Ravens last year.
I know. I'm saying sweep them 2 straight years.
Oh, 2 straight years, yeah.
Like,
all right.
when was the last time that happened?
I don't know. I really can't tell you.
I don't give a fuck if they're depleted. Remember when was the last time they were depleted? It was 2015, they swept us with Ryan Mallett.
You didn't have to make my night worse.
How can it get any worse? I'm watching the Cowboys.
I mean, look at
That's how it can get
look
worse.
at the Steelers right now. They're in the flesh hole of hell.
Yeah. We need more Greg Lloyds. I agree. God. Big Ben looks, can't run. LO, we need a new quarterback. Not too long, man. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And no, we're not blaming Ben for anything that happened this year.
No.
It's not entirely his fault. It's not.
I mean, he's had bad performances, obviously, but it's not all his fault. I mean, this whole team just hasn't helped each other one bit.
But it's time to move on after the season. Whenever that season ends, it could be next week. It could be next Monday night. That's when our season could end. Hopefully not, but who knows? With this team, I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it either.
But
and that sucks for me to say. It does.
But whenever the season ends, have to move on. Have to rebuild. That's just us.
Of course.
That is us. Draft the best linemen both sides in each round. Draft is not time for a quarterback. I agree. Like, I love Kenny Pickett, but we'd have to trade up. And Colbert doesn't trade up. I mean, he rarely does. He did it, twice for Santonio Holmes and Devin Bush? But this one's for a quarterback, which means it's going to cost more. And Colbert doesn't make big bundle trades.
No. And do we honestly really want to trade for a position that, depending on what happens in free agency, it could very well depend on who we sign in free agency, who we get in free agency, how much money we spend. But, do we really want to trade all that when we can use those draft picks to help other needs as well?
I am looking very much forward to free agency.
Very much looking forward to it. It's definitely a free agency that has to be massive for the Steelers, since they will be one of the teams that have the most cap.
They will have $45 million roughly in cap.
And they could cut some guys, too, that could save us some and get us more, which I would not be opposed to. At all.
Not at all. But I'm excited for next year, but, I don't want to get ahead of myself because the season's still not over. There could still be some Steelers football left post regular season. Postseason.
For sure.
But this team what else is there for me to say? They have to do better. No shit. They just, I don't know.
We already know.
I really don't know. Let's see. It's time to move on. The Big Ben era is over. I think the team didn't do him any justice by not giving him a top-notch line, knowing he was an old statue in the pocket, but it's still time to move on. Agreed.
Yeah, of course.
Question is, who else should be following Ben out the door? Colbert, Clem? Well, Clem's going. Trey Turner should go. I agree, Jake. Canada can go. I'm tired of that experiment. Butler can go. When I mean rebuild, I mean, that means coordinators, too. We need a whole new look. The Ben era, we need a whole new era. A whole new look.
A different scheme.
That's not just at quarterback. That's right. That's its scheme. On both sides of the ball.
Because this scheme, man, for years has gotten stale.
I don't mind the 3-4 scheme because it's worked for us for how many years. And I don't see how certain guys can be in proper positions. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I would not be opposed to a 4-3. Do I think we go to a 4-3? No.
I'm not saying move to a 4-3.
But I'm saying I wouldn't be opposed to a 4-3.
No.
But if we're going to stick with a 3-4, which I think we will, definitely got to do something different.
We just need a smarter coordinator that can use his position, his players.
Right, yeah, I hear you.
We need certain better skill players, specifically on the depth side. They better get heavy in free agency. We like to build through the draft, but that's not going to cut it. It's not this time. We have to build, man. Derek Watt has to go. He's way overpaid to be a fullback who only plays special teams. The Steelers have a lot of bad contract on this team. You're right. I mean, they gave Ben that extension years ago, which clearly bit us in the ass this year. It's the only reason why he's back, because we would have to pay him so much. Did they really think Ben was going to give us a chance at a Super Bowl? Because
because they gave him the extension.
Because, I don't know. But, yeah, you're right, Big Rush. The contracts are bad. Derek Watt's contract is so bad. He's the second highest paid fullback just to play special teams. Why the fuck didn't you bring back Tyler Matakavich if that was the point? What else is a bad contract? Zach Banner.
No, got 2-year deal worth $9 million.
In fact, you can save how much? 4.5 if you cut him next year?
I'm fine with that.
That'd give us roughly $50 million in cap.
I'm fine with letting go of Banner. What's he doing? He's just standing there on the sidelines. He's not even eligible.
I think he's on the COVID list right now. Get Tyler.
Hope he gets better, but Banner can go.
Deshaun Watson needs to come into the Berg. I'd love that, but too much baggage.
The allegations, I mean, I haven't heard any update on it. I haven't.
Tomlin has been trying to change to a 4-3 ever since he pushed Dick LeBeau out the door. We hadn't had a true nose tackle since Casey Hampton retired. You're right. We had Steve McClendon, we had Javon Hargrave, and now we had Tyson Alualu. So switching to a 4-3, might not be a bad idea, because obviously you'd still have Highsmith, Watt as your 4-3 DNs, and you'd have Tuitt and Hayward as your interior defensive linemen.
Yeah.
You'd have Bush as the middle, and you had two other guys opposite of him.
And
but you need some solid cover guys to fill those voids.
Yeah, when it comes to the 3-4, of some freaking reason, they always have our best pass rushers be in coverage.
When that shouldn't be the case. They should be
rushing the passer. Almost said roughing. Jesus Christ! Don't do that.
No, but
rush the passer.
But we need skill guys at linebacker specifically, because there's gonna be a lot of times they're in coverage.
Yeah, multiple times.
Ebron was another waste. I mean, he was a solid 1-year guy, but yeah. Who else? Who else was a bad contract on this team? Tuitt. I mean, when he got his initial extension, it was too much for a guy that couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
And still can't stay healthy. Joe Edmonds, resign or nah? Yeah, I'm resigning Edmonds.
Yeah, you extend him.
A lot of people might disagree, but yeah, I'm resigning Edmonds. Derek Watt is seriously being underused, and that's the coach's fault? Yeah. It's not a matter of, Watt sucks. Derek Watt doesn't suck. He's not being used. But if you're going to pay that man just to play special teams, why the fuck did you pay him?
I think, for sure, I believe, one of the reasons was to make sure that TJ would stay. Which I think he would have regardless, but I think that was just an added bonus. Hey, your brother's here.
So,
which is cool, yeah, we got 2 Watts on the team, but one's an impactful guy, one goes to Subway.
Pretty much. Tomlin's the problem. He never has the team ready and does not instill passion or heart. I'm not going to disagree. That's my problem with Tomlin. It's not a traditional 3-4 scheme anymore. The Steelers got away with having a lot of talent for years, but scheme got exposed once the talent retired and or started aging. We didn't change a thing. And now we have literally LeBeau's right-hand man, Butler, as our DC under the same scheme. And he couldn't do shit with horrible players. And then 2019 came around, and the defense carried us, and still is. But
to a degree.
But certain guys are just rough, and they don't fit the scheme. Hell, they're just not good altogether. And you're right, the scheme gets exposed.
Especially when they attack that middle of the field. That is something that has always been a thorn on our side for the defense. They always attack that middle of the field. We can't seem to cover that part.
Right.
To fill that part.
I'd still like Rex Ryan as defensive coordinator, but he has a comfortable position on ESPN. He wouldn't come as a defensive coordinator. I mean, he would, and I would like that idea. Outside Steelers fan, I really would. But I think he'd be too much of a challenge for Tomlin's spot. I don't know. Honestly, I'd say Spillane is a bad contract. He's a good player in any other locker room than ours. Our system is too old-fashioned for his style. He showed flashes, but not enough. Yeah, he's just a good depth guy. That's it. But, yeah.
I mean, he couldn't even make the tackle on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Not to say that Hilaire's any bad.
Tackling was terrible today.
But Spillane, like, the guy's got his hands literally wrapped around him, and he couldn't take him down. But, yeah, this is the same guy that bulldozed right into Derrick Henry last year.
Mm-hmm.
But can't make a tackle on Helaire, who's slightly smaller.
Bush is too small to play inside linebacker or middle linebacker in a 4-3 setup. And DN and 4-3 play with hand on the ground. Not sure that is good for Watt, at least all the time. No, because he's morally in stance.
Yeah.
But he is normally, hand in the ground. So he can work both ways. Highsmith, I don't know if I can speak the same. But, yeah, Bush, I mean, that's his problem regardless, is he is too small.
Yeah. Yeah, his size definitely has some limitations for him, unfortunately.
Thinking Tuitt had a family member killed and it twisted his head up, not sure. But, I mean, yeah, that had something to do with it.
It definitely had something to do with it. And still, I hope Tuitt's doing well. I really do.
Man, actually, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Tuitt is a surprise cut next year. That'd save us, over $10 million, I believe?
And with how Wormley, this is another thing that could be brought up.
Now, I don't advocate for Tuitt leaving because Tuitt is so fucking missed in this defensive line.
And he's a hell of a player. And at the same time, I don't see the Steelers really cutting him after what he's been going through and what he's endured.
Yeah, that wouldn't be...
Because they didn't do it to Shazier. They cared for Shazier after what happened.
Well, that is unless Tuitt's finished.
Yeah, you got to think about that. Maybe he wants to stop playing.
I don't know. Obviously, I hope not. I hope he's doing well. I hope he comes back. I hope he continues to murder running backs, but...
I mean, we'll see, but with how Wormley's been this season, he's been pretty decent overall. He's had flashes every now and then, so maybe Tuitt, I don't know, maybe he does give up football. I don't know. It depends on how he is doing mentally and physically. Again, thoughts and prayers go out to Tuitt. Hopefully he's still doing fine, but with how Wormley's been, I could definitely see them trying to see how Wormley does for the rest of his run as a Steeler.
Maybe. If Vince Williams doesn't retire, our run defense is at least 30% better. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Vince Williams definitely he played a factor big in a run game, and his play style and his presence is a bit missed.
His tackles for loss were among the top last year.
Yeah, and he is a bit missed for sure. And he was a surprise retirement too. That came out of nowhere.
Deke would be calling all you guys fake fans for wanting to be better. So be it, I guess.
Yeah, so, I mean, it ain't the first time we heard it.
Where we at? Where the fuck are we at? Butler. Ha! Close hill. Yeah, you're right. That's so fucking clever. All the loyal fans of Pittsburgh deserve better. Changes need to be made, and the team needs to stop being complacent. As annoying as some of us can be, I feel awful for this fan base. Big Rush, I totally agree with you. We need to go look at some great coaches. We need to open our wallet. He said, Big Rush says the next man up mentality is killing us as well, especially on the coaching staff. Don't fire Butler and Canada and then promote the guys behind them just to wind up with the same scheme again. You're right. That was the problem we had with LC.
That's complacency, man. That's what the Steelers are.
And why do you think this O-line still sucks? Now, I know it's young, but you're not going to promote the assistant O-line coach that was behind another assistant O-line coach
that you let go.
So,
and expect them to do better.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, come on.
Especially someone that's never been an O-line coach at the pro level. You're taking a risk. At some point, you got to be smart enough to realize you don't have the talent for next man up. Yeah, pretty much. It's funny because, like, last year, we dealt with similar problems when Alualu went down. And here we are early into the season, Alualu went down, and we have the same depth from last year. And that depth last year didn't do shit.
No.
The only person we added was Loudermilk. Wow. Next man up might work for backups, but once you're bringing in practice squad players weekly, you're screwed. Yeah, we did. Taco Charlton, Derek Tuska. Who else? Fucking Daniel Archie Bong.
Was there another? Oh, yeah.
John LeGlue.
Yeah, our punter, too.
Our punter.
Because Harvin was inactive due to
his father passing away yesterday morning.
Unfortunately.
May Mr. Harvin rest in peace, and prayers to the Harvin family.
Definitely.
He was actually at the Titans game, man. They understood.
The Steelers did. They heard about Harvin's father's condition and how he didn't have much time left on this planet, so they did good on Harvin's part and decided to bring his father to the Titans game just to witness his son play.
Right.
Which is a great move by the Steelers. It goes to show you what type of organization they have been and always will be.
Of course.
My thoughts and prayers go to Presley Harvin and his family. May his father rest in peace.
Yes, that's got to be very rough, especially around this time of year. Full disclosure, I'm a Raider fan and am not here to rub any loss in your face. Do you think Tomlin is out? Reason for asking is, as a Raiders fan, I'd love to take him in. Tomlin isn't out.
No, listen, we extended Tomlin this past offseason, so he's not going anywhere.
He is under contract till 2024.
So unless you guys have similar problems around that time, you could probably try and take him then.
Right.
If Tomlin still wants to coach, which I don't know, maybe.
Speaking of Spillane, remember our preseason game against Philly where Miles Sanders pancaked him? Haven't looked at him the same since. No, yeah, I remember that as well. That was terrible.
Yeah, you're so right, like Jesus.
I mean, we're a team that does backers drills in training camp, which means it's pretty much a pass protection drill on linebackers or linebackers shedding on running backs when they're in pass pro sets. And if Spillane can't beat a fucking running back in that aspect, then what the fuck? But that's how our running backs get better in pass protection, or those back drills.
It benefits our running backs, but not our linebackers. Outside of a few. Specifically the depth guys.
I don't know, guys. Too many bad words. My mommy will spank my butt if she hears me listening to you. Gotta run.
Gold, man.
Did DeCastro retire? I mean, I heard he was going to.
I haven't heard him since he was released. Since he was supposed to get surgery. I haven't heard any update on DeCastro in months.
Dude, this is the saddest comment I read. Fitzpatrick is our best linebacker.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Again, he's got to clean up the mess. You might as well call him the janitor of the defense. That's his new nickname.
The janitor. Clean up after everyone's mess.
Jesus Christ. God bless Minka, honestly.
I hope we don't give up on Harvin too quickly. We won't. He's in his rookie year.
No, we're not going to give up on him. I still think,
I'd keep Waitman, though. Competition goes a long way.
Yeah, I definitely bring competition, but I think Harvin will get a bit better.
I think our line coach gets too much heat. How do you give him a bunch of middle to late round draft players and a bum number 51 that then expect him to turn crap into sweet music? Yeah, I mean, I'm not putting all the blame on Clem. I mean, he was dealt with a poor hand. They band-aided the situation. They band-aided the offensive line. I'm not blaming Clem altogether, no.
No, altogether, no, but at the same time, he did say, you want to bring physicality and aggression to the line, especially to these younger guys.
Right.
And all they do is bump into each other. I mean, that's on the player's fault, but at the same time, as an offensive line coach, you got to do better assignments for these guys, too.
That's continued argument on how we just hire from within.
Yeah.
Which that trend's got to stop. That's got to stop. Like, that's enough. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked at all. It's worked for nobody. It's getting sickening. I'm tired of seeing it. Christ almighty, it's just terrible. And I don't think it's going to end because it's a Steelers trend. I love the Steelers to death.
And I always will,
I'm appreciative of them. I'm appreciative to have them in my life. I'm going to be 100% real with you. But there's certain things that piss me off, and that is one of them. They're trends. How they don't make splashes in free agency, how they always build through the draft, which isn't a bad thing, but how they hire from within. Like, bro.
Knock it off.
Different time now.
And it's okay to say these things as a fan of anything. Any team, any player, anybody. Anything. It's okay to let to say, what you're a fan of and what you're not a fan of.
Right. You notice how most of our free agents always stay in division. Shaking my head. Yeah, I mean, Mike Hilton did.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Villanueva,
yeah, who sucks, by the way.
That's the one guy I'm glad that didn't stay.
It's almost like Colbert said, oops, I forgot to address the O-line after week 1. I mean, he kept Banner after an ACL injury, only to not start him. Giving him a 2-year, $9 million deal. You kept Chucks and switched him from left to right. You started 2 rookies in the 3rd and 4th round, respectively. Now, I know you kind of had to, but you could also have went out your way to grab a Corey Linsley. You could have drafted Creed Humphrey. You could have went out your way to get a big offensive tackle. Now, I know we were rough in cap last year. We were actually over the cap with like $15 million or something before the whole Ben new deal and all these contract renegotiations.
And restrictions, yeah.
But there was a way we could have gotten Linsley. It's just they didn't make an effort.
No, and with the price that he got, I don't know if we were ever going to match that. But it's still they could have at least gotten a better, an actual true dependable veteran tackle, not Banner. They definitely could have done better at that.
Oh yeah,
at least solidifying that. Instead, they were complacent with Chucks, who was going to fucking go anyway. I don't see him staying, not even as a backup.
Right.
And Banner, like you said, he came off an ACL tear. They just got complacent there. They easily could have done better, gotten a better tackle there. They could have drafted Creed, but I can understand why they went with Pat. I can understand that.
Right.
Still, though, offensive line should have been a bigger priority, and they didn't put that number 1.
No, they didn't. If we get Tyler, we should give him number 66 since we given out Hall of Fame numbers to anybody.
I agree, and I think he's worthy of 66.
He's making a joke that we just give out Hall of Fame numbers to. Like, we gave Green
no, but
53.
but no, like, seriously, Linderbaum 66, still.
I give him 65. Give him his college number.
I give him 66. I think he looked great in 66.
Give him 65.
I want someone valuable to wear that number. I think Linderbaum would wear that number proudly.
Give him 65.
You can't. More is.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Fuck.
Yeah, 66.
I forgot. Steelers should give Mason a year to prove himself. That should have been this year. Should have been this year. Why the fucking crap did we not start Mason at halftime? Is it because Ben had his wife and kids at the game? Maybe. But he still got benched anyway.
He got benched because it was garbage time. He didn't get benched because he played bad. Steelers never.
I don't know why.
Never bench Ben.
I don't know why
will.
they didn't bench him any sooner. Like, the season's not dead. You still have 2 games to win out. But why are you still playing your starters into the 4th quarter?
Yeah, thankfully we didn't come out with any other injuries. Thankfully.
We always get rid of good ones that is worth more money, so they look for the out route. Then we hire next up for like a promotion. That's STD. I'm getting old.
I mean, look at Cam Sutton.
Yeah.
We let go of Mike Hilton. I know for a fact we could have assigned him.
Yeah.
But instead, year after year after year, we did nothing but give him second-round tenders and sign him to 1-year deals. Although he was proving his case year by year that he's one of the best slot corners in the league.
In fact,
we didn't give him the guy his fucking money.
That's actually hurt our pass rush because he's the best blitzing slot corner. He was so effective. It was one of the reasons why our pass rush was so effective. Now it still is. It's still one of the top in numbers in sacks, but from a blitz aspect, the blitz is not the same.
No, it's not.
Not without Hilton. You could try to blitz Edmonds, he's probably your best blitzing DB nowadays. You could blitz Norwood. You could blitz Millette. I would not blitz Minka. But no one holds a candle to what Hilton did on the blitz.
No. But instead, they stuck with Sutton, which he's not a bad player by any means. But
he's a slot corner.
But compared to Hilton, I mean, I know there was a way you could have kept both. I know for a fact, but they didn't.
Yeah?
They didn't.
Mason was a huge breath of fresh air in the game. Even if it was garbage time, get rid of the ball a lot faster than Ben. I also noticed there was one nice play where he was being pressured, and it looked like he was going down, but then he motioned out and got a first down on his feet.
Yeah, like, did. Like, he's more mobile. That's something we need.
They didn't even show the player post-game interview like they usually do. That bad. I don't watch that. I mean, I probably should, but I don't watch them. So, but I mean, I don't know why they didn't do that, but we could trade for Baker. I will ban you.
Don't you put that on us, buddy.
Seems like good teams always seem to have a young, hot shot assistant. Other teams are knocking on the door to interview. Tomlin never has that. And no, not Adrian frickin' Clem. No, Clem is being offered the same position at a college level. Like, yeah, his tree sucks. Now, you could say the same thing for Belichick, I know. Matt Patricia didn't do good. Josh McDaniels was about to be the Colts head coach, and then he snuck his way back to New England to be the OC. I know certain coaches don't have great coaching trees, but yeah, you're right. His assistants fucking suck. Where's Fickner?
Yeah, Fickner hasn't been hired.
Todd Haley was the Browns OC after he left us. Now, was he a high school coach?
I don't know. Definitely could have stayed. But because Ben was unhappy with him, they wanted to please Ben. They wanted to hire within with a buddy of Ben.
Well, I look at many other coaching trees. Andy Reid. Bruce Arians.
It's crazy.
Banner legally robbed us big time. Yeah, he spent all that money on his new engagement ring for his fiance. Congrats to them. Heck, we could have signed Fielder and moved him back to tackle. I don't know why we didn't. I don't know why the fuck we didn't. That's a good point, Pef. Steelers O-line is absolutely totally is garbage. Totally agree. Our fans are pretty toxic. Mason moves the ball better, but needs to be coached in red zone. Yeah, his red zone. He can't finish drive.
That is one of his weaknesses, definitely.
How do you switch Kendrick Green to center when he never played it in college? I don't know if he would have sucked at right guard, but he's definitely not a center. He stands next to Big Ben all game because he can't block. He's always pushed back, man. I put him at left guard. I moved Dotson back to right.
That's where both of those guys fit best.
66 is a number that needs to be retired. It wasn't retired after Faneca. So it's not going to be. There's only so many numbers you can retire or unofficially retire.
Yeah.
Big Ben is not the worst quarterback? No, he's not. Mason had an entire year to prove himself. He has more lives than Tim Tebow at this point. Yeah, Mason had an entire year in his second year, but I'd still start him next year. It's not so he can prove himself. It's just so we can focus on the other needs.
Yeah.
Chances are we beat Cleveland and Raven, then what? Just to go on the road and get blasted by Bills, Patriots, Chiefs, maybe Chargers. That would be the outcome. The only reason for us making the playoffs is we can say at least Ben had one last shot at it. That's it.
That'd be like Drew Brees from last year.
Pretty much. Or Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, essentially.
I meant the STD is getting old. Being the best O-line, D-lineman, or quarterback on this team isn't saying much. It's time to blow it up when people are starting to say the offense looked better with Mason. I mean, pretty much.
Hmm?
Ben Roethlisberger is the greatest quarterback in this team's history, says Terry Bradshaw. There's only two quarterbacks you can choose from, so.
And Ben is that, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
His resume doesn't lie, but doesn't mean you should stay.
That was Mason auditioning for a new team. Yeah, in 2023, because he's still under contract next year. That's the one signing I'm most pissed about not signing Hilton. He was a Steeler all the way. Probably have a bunch of sacks off of TJ's double teams this year. Now Cincinnati benefiting off of him. Yep. He got that pick six against us, man.
Yeah, that one had me laughing. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was laughing my ass off because I saw it coming. I really did.
Yep. I watched the last 7 minutes of the game on, and I generally popped for Mason's run. I hope our next quarterback has decent mobility. Well, Tomlin, hey, all season, Tomlin has preached about specific quarterbacks' mobility. He wants a quarterback that is mobile. So I don't know who that's going to be. That's why everyone's going for Mariota, because he's a cheap signing that fits Canada's system, and he's a mobile quarterback. He's a perfect gap guy.
Honestly, yeah. And I'm sure he would want to try to look for a team that would give him a starting opportunity.
But Tomlin said he's giving off these signals like he wants a mobile quarterback. So I think we can anticipate that next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Josh Johnson was just signed by the Ravens and played better this week than any of our backups quarterbacks have. Signed serviceable backups like Charlie Batch. Charlie Batch was a rare breed.
Yeah, he was, man.
I also thought Cowher sucked at in-game adjustments just like Tomlin, but Cowher was much better at hiring assistant coaches to step in case we lose a coordinator. Yeah, he was. He was good at hiring assistant coaches or coordinators regardless.
Yeah, because he put his team first.
Well, he had Ken Wisenhunt as OC while he promoted Bruce Arians, who was an assistant guy, or he was a wide receiver coach.
Yeah, he was.
But I think before that he was quarterback coach, and then he became our OC, and fuck. Now he's a Hall of Fame head coach.
Yeah, and Bruce Arians, he was worth that freaking promotion.
And then look at Dick LeBeau.
Those two guys were worth the freaking promotions.
Yep.
Because they were true freaking natural coaches. The guys we got now, they're nothing but buddies to Tomlin.
I thought it was classic when the Steelers lost at home to Jacksonville in playoffs after scoring 42 points and fired the OC, not the defensive coordinator who gave up 45.
Good point.
Wow. You know, I didn't look at it that way. That just blew my mind. Wow. I'd love to still have Haley. At least he stood up to Ben. Haley was an outside guy. He wasn't afraid to try to get his way going. But, of course, that's another problem with Ben. This is not being a Ben hate thing. He has too much power. Anything he says or wants to do, the Steelers follow. That's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's been showing for how many years now? You know, they try to please Ben. You know?
Right. Is Edmonds coming back? I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I think he will.
Who would you like us to bring in as new OC? Name I hear floating around is Mike Kafka. Really? I haven't heard that name in a minute.
I didn't even know he was coaching.
Let's see. Who could be good offensive coordinator options? Let's see. I don't have any names at the top. Now, if you ask offensive line coach, I can give you two. Or one that is probably a little more realistic than the other, but at the same time not realistic because I doubt the Steelers do this. Mike Munchak or Doug Marrone.
Yeah.
As O-line coach. As OC, I have to do more searching at that. Who's that one? Here, you know what? Let's see. What the fuck is his name? I know he was with the Niners last year. I think he was their run game coordinator.
I know who you're talking about, yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Let's see. 2020. San Francisco 49ers season. Let's go to their coaching staff.
Right there.
Where's he at? Offense.
Go down more offensive coaches.
Mike McDaniel. What's he at now?
He's still with San Fran.
He's now their offensive coordinator. Go fucking figure.
Yeah, he's not leaving. And look at their offense, dude. How many running backs do they have hurt and can still run the ball better than us? Jimmy Garoppolo has looked pretty decent since coming back. Deebo Samuel just got 1,000 yards. He just hit a Pro Bowl for the first time.
Yep.
Brandon Ayuk's getting utilized. George Kittle's George Kittle. We had that opportunity, and we said, no, Canada. I mean, we kind of wanted it to happen because we were kind of impressed how Canada was as a quarterback coach last year, but I don't know what the hell happened in Canada. I really don't.
Zach Hess. I kind of like that option. Doug Peterson.
That's another name. Yeah, he's been out for about a year now.
Yeah, he's been out for a year. I doubt he's going to get a head coaching spot, so I wouldn't mind him as OC. Doug Peterson, I think that'd be solid. I actually like that option, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
I've heard you guys rip every single part of this team except the quarterback. What's up with that? Is he above? No. You must be new.
You heard from bad sources, dude.
You must be new, bro. No one is above criticism. Nobody.
Bro, all season we have criticized Ben.
But Ben's not the reason we lost today.
No, he's not. It was a full team failure. It was a colossal mess, a complete team collapse.
Should have dumped Ben 2 years ago. I agree. That's the point. Twins Tomlin had Arians and Wiz. He did. Actually, yeah, he might have had Wiz 1 year.
Yeah, but then,
of course, Arians got promoted.
That was Tomlin doing it. Which, hey, it worked out. Arians was good.
Well, what was his other option?
Yeah, what was his other option? I mean, I can't remember.
What do you guys think about Witherspoon, and who will he replace if he starts? He would replace Sutton and move Sutton to the slot. I would start Witherspoon the rest of the year. I'd extend him, to be real with you.
Yeah, Witherspoon, he's shown flashes a little bit.
I've been impressed the second half of the season. Like, really. He's been a bright spot. Where we at in the chat? Do y'all want Big Ben as OC? No. I don't. Ben can come back as a coach, but, in 10 years. Enjoy retirement, man. Go.
He needs to be with his family.
Rest. You're the most sacked quarterback in NFL history. And no, I do not count Tom Brady because he's played 50 fucking years. No shit, he's the most sacked quarterback in NFL history. The most sacked quarterback in NFL history is Ben Roethlisberger. Rest.
Ben needs to step away from football. He shouldn't even go as an analyst or as a commentator for CBS, NBC, whatever.
Just go home.
He needs to be with his home. He needs to be at home with his family. He needs to watch his kids grow.
Maybe it's just as simple. Tomlin has never developed a quarterback. Ben was there when he got there, of course. And that's probably why Tomlin wants a veteran guy. I've thought that myself.
Yeah.
We'll trade you no.
Wait, was it?
We'll trade you Sorensen for Bush.
I don't want Sorensen. I don't.
I'll take Matthew. Move Edmonds down to linebacker. I'll do that. I agree with that.
Let me ask you, why do you still have Sorensen?
Because
I always thought he was trash.
What's up with Juan Thornhill? I thought he was solid.
I think he is. I just haven't heard his name.
Is he starting? Why the fuck is Sorensen on the field?
Ain't he like their dime guy or something? I don't know.
That's a poor dime guy.
Very poor. I mean, dude, every time when they were 3-4 one time, Tyrann Mathieu always put his hands up because Sorensen was terrible. He still is.
You can't blame Canada until he has a quarterback that isn't a statue. The offense is limited because Ben is holding it back. I'm not going to disagree with that argument. I am going to disagree because I can blame Canada because his play calling is atrocious. Who the fuck calls a toss on a 4th and 1? Who the fuck calls a screen on a 3rd and 10 to your running back?
How many times, too? How many times?
Who programs an offense to throw the ball within only 5 yards past the line of scrimmage?
Dude, the guy has a college game plan. That shit ain't going to work in the NFL.
Hell no. I've been asking the Steelers to hire a run game coordinator for years. Mike McDaniels, man, we could have just hired him last year.
Shit, I wish we did. I really wish we did.
Everything is 2020 in hindsight. No way to have known Canada was going to be this bad, but I think it's hard to judge with how bad the O-line is. Yeah, it's not entirely the coach's fault in certain positions. It's not entirely Clum's fault. It's not entirely Canada's fault. There are faults within their...
I mean, everybody at basically every position, player and coach,
right,
definitely plays a part in it. It's a full team failure. That's what it is.
Do I want Hugh Jackson? No. I don't want Hugh Jackson.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Live in Wisconsin. I'm a Steelers fan. How is it up there in Wisconsin, man? Mike Pettin? I haven't heard that name in a minute. No. No, I don't want Greg Williams. I'd gladly take Haley back. Fuck it.
I don't know if we're going to call him up.
No.
There's no way. There's no way.
Canada has to go, and that Booth deal as well. Get them on the field. Yeah, I didn't like the whole Booth thing. I think the only people that should be in the booth is if you're getting a sky judge for replays, which Tomlin should totally invest in if he hasn't already.
Didn't he say like 2 years ago he was going to, but he never did?
He might have. I don't know.
I could have sworn he said something like that.
Have you seen that guy on YouTube that makes Mike Tomlin press conference impressions? Of course.
Yes, of course. The guy's freaking hilarious as shit.
He comes in drinking a water bottle every time.
And he does the expressions like bro, he's on point.
On point. On point. I love it. Danielle says, I wouldn't mind Haley back. Witherspoon, definitely a player to look forward to next year. Yeah, I'm excited for Witherspoon. I give him an opportunity to start. In the draft, Steelers should get O-line heavy, then linebacker. If we get quarterback, Pickett, then corner. I don't know, because another player we could cut next year could be Schobert. But I don't know if they're going to do that because that puts a hole at linebacker. And they're going to trust Bush. Like it or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This whole team just sucks, period. It's not just Ben. That defense is trash, too. They can't stop the run when they know it's coming, but all the drop passes, fumbles are Ben's fault. Look at the team, man. No, it's not all Ben's fault, no. I mean, Johnson fumbled while walking.
Oh, jeez. It's just a mess.
Do I want Mike Zimmer as a maybe offensive coordinator? Is he not? Yeah, he's an offensive coordinator. He's an offensive coordinated coach.
Yeah, I think he was before he became the Vikings coach. I think.
I'll bring him in as OC. See what he's doing with that offense.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that one bit.
I'm a Steelers fan from Utah, all the way from Utah, man. Every KC fan wants Sorensen gone. I don't blame you. I want him. Let's not forget how predictable Ben is. They figured out his snap motions last season, remember? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, you're right.
Doug Pearson is gonna be interviewed by the Jags for head coach. Really?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I mean, I'd personally get Leftwich, Steelers legend, but Peterson's not bad. I think he got the short end of the stick in Philly.
I mean, I don't know how, but he got them their first Super Bowl with Nick Foles somehow, some way.
I think it was their OC.
I believe. Yeah, I mean, like, look at him now.
He's with the Colts now with Wentz, and
look at them.
Wentz looked real good yesterday.
And then look at Jonathan Taylor. Like, behind that depleted line, he still had over 100 yards.
Yep.
So you might be right. It was the OC, but Peterson, I mean, I can see him coming back as a head coach. I mean, Mike McCarthy did out of nowhere.
Sorensen is still playing because the defensive coordinator says he is super smart and knows the defensive scheme. He's good for 10 snaps a game, not 25. Okay,
so limit him then?
He may be super smart and knows the defensive scheme, but he can't fucking play. Just ask Tyrann Mathieu. What do y'all think the biggest need is for Pittsburgh? Offensive line.
O-line needs to be the top priority. The offensive line needs to be priority number one.
You know Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl with a rag arm, but he had a great running game, a good defense, and a solid offensive line. Ben's limited for sure, but not the primary reason we suck. No, he's not.
No, of course not.
No, he's not. But Peyton Manning won because of that defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In fact, he had a good running game, a great defense. The defense was, from what everyone's saying, one of the best of all time. I wouldn't put it that high, but it was a great defense.
I mean, enough for them to win a Super Bowl against a high-powered offense of the Panthers with Cam Newton, who won MVP, to help a depleted Peyton Manning win his last Super Bowl in his last game. I mean,
no, I don't want Chip Kelly. What the fuck? No.
What?
No.
Really?
Chip Kelly? No. God, that man totally just ruined the Eagles. Do you think the Bengals will win the Super Bowl? No.
No.
They might win a playoff game, but
I think that's even like...
That'd be hilarious. How Marvin Lewis couldn't get him a playoff game and a playoff win in how many years?
But yeah, Zach Taylor could do it.
Still Jackson's in the building. Says, even though we have 2 games left, I'm already looking forward to next year, to be honest. Jackson, you're right there with us, man.
Yep.
Right there with you, bro. How you doing, Jackson?
I hope you're doing good.
He was actually at the game with us last week. The Titans game.
Yeah.
And I thank him for getting us the win because he is 8-0 at games. That's crazy. He's about to hit Undertaker undefeated streak.
Shit.
What about Josh McDaniels? He's not leaving. He's not leaving New England.
He's not leaving Bill Belichick. He did, and he was like, nah, I don't want to do this again. I'm staying. He almost did. He's like, nah, I'm staying. I'm gonna stick with Father Bill because that's what he basically is.
I'd love Matt Nagy as an OC. At least he's creative. Maybe he can't lead men as a head coach, but I think he'd be spectacular if all he had to focus on is being OC. Yeah, I mean, the Bears offense has kind of struggled on and off with him as OC, but he does have head coach duties as well. So maybe as a primary OC, he could do solid.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe if he would have put the running game as a priority, potentially. Because that's what he has done.
Oh, he's used Montgomery pretty
often. Yeah, that's what he
right?
has done, actually. Yeah, I mean, Montgomery, even Khalil Herbert this season.
Right.
So I wouldn't mind it. I really wouldn't.
Right. Defensively, I would say our needs revolve around linebacker or corner position. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, D-line depth.
And that, too. Can't forget about that. Yeah.
D-line depth, yeah. But corner and linebacker. Because we need depth at linebacker, too. Like, Spillane's solid, but he's not it.
If I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't bring him back.
Jim Caldwell? I love Caldwell.
Why is he not in the NFL?
fact, what's he doing now?
I don't know. That's a good question.
What is he doing now? He is doing nothing.
Call that man up.
He was previously the assistant head coach and quarterbacks coach for the Dolphins back in 2019. Yeah, I'd bring him in as a fucking... I mean, he led the Ravens to a Super Bowl as their OC in 13.
He was a great head coach for the Indianapolis coach. He led them to a Super Bowl. He gave the Lions their last winning season.
The Steelers,
their last playoff appearance.
There's this thing called the Rooney Rule.
So
maybe the Steelers do bring him in.
I would not mind Jim. I mean, Jim Caldwell, I mean, he's had other interviews from teams in the NFL before. It's just nobody signed him. I would not mind Jim Caldwell.
Not at all.
I am surprised he is not in the NFL yet. It's actually a crime. Because Jim Caldwell has always been an underappreciated coach.
Steelers sure could use Melvin Ingram. Steelers pass rush just isn't good enough. How about a good edge rusher in the NFL draft? I would sign a vet guy. Because we drafted an edge rusher in the draft in the 6th round. He didn't make the 53. In fact, he started 3 games this year with the Giants.
Yeah, we let Quincy Roche go. Why? I have no idea.
I would sign a vet guy that is comfortable with being a rotational person. That's it. That was supposed to be Ingram, but he cried because he didn't get the reps he wanted.
But it's like, for your age, what the hell did you expect, Ingram?
After being, he was hurt most of last season.
He even said himself 5 days after he got signed, you know? I'm excited to be with the team, but don't sleep on 5'6". But yeah, you want to bitch because 5'6" is playing more than you.
Right.
That made no sense.
Wasn't he the one that made the stop on 4th and 1?
I think he was a part of it.
I heard his name.
Let's go figure, right?
I appreciate, what was it, a 6th round pick we got from you? Yeah. We're going to draft Tom Brady with that pick.
I mean, any pick could be a steal. That's wishful thinking.
I know we don't want to promote or hire from within, but I kind of feel like Josh Dobbs would be a nice quarterback coach and possibly an OC after a few years of coaching.
That experiment, I would not mind trying.
Yeah, Pef, I would totally agree with that. I get Leftwich vibes from Dobbs. He's an intelligent individual, and that's not just from rocket science, but from a football aspect.
Yeah, very, very.
I get serious Byron Leftwich vibes with Dobbs. I would totally bring him in. Have him work as a quarterback coach initially and then work his way up. I'd totally do that.
Yeah, do the like what the Cowboys did with Kellen Moore.
There you
do
go.
That experiment. And look how Moore is with the Cowboys offense.
There you go. I would totally welcome that. Do you want us to sign anyone from free agency?
A handful of guys, yes.
Terran Armstead, Trent Brown if he's there.
A Marlon Mack as a decent backup running back.
Depends who's
a nice cornerback.
Depends who's available. We need offensive line and defensive line in the draft, plus we need to move on from Ray, so get a quarterback free agent and draft all linemen plus 1 corner. I wouldn't draft all linemen because we're young in that aspect, and that's kind of the problem. I'd get some veteran guys on the line.
Yeah.
But I would draft certain linemen. Also for depth needs.
Yeah, I agree.
But I agree, we should draft a receiver as well. I trust that aspect with us. What about Tony Dungy? He ain't coming out of retirement.
No way.
What is up? What is up cutting 6th round picks? Yeah, we did it with Colin Hoba, a long snapper. We did it with Quincy Roche. Who else we did it with?
I think it's just... Did we do it with somebody else? I can't remember.
Who was it? Was it Antoine Brooks last year?
Yeah, you're right. Isn't he with the Rams right now? Ain't he with the Rams right now?
Yeah, Antoine Brooks was a 6th rounder last year, and now, yeah, he's with the Rams. He's supposed to be the slot guy this year. Remember that? 2019, our 6th round pick. Do we have one? Yeah, it was Sutton Smith who got cut. Isaiah Buggs and Ulysses Gilbert. Dude, Sutton Smith, who isn't he a long snapper now?
Yeah.
Where the fuck's he at?
Just click his name.
He is now he's a
he's a fullback for the Raiders.
So he came in as a linebacker, but because he's undersized, he's now a fullback for the Raiders?
It's funny because we experimented him as a fullback, but we never used him there.
Yeah, because
Mostly on special teams.
Roosevelt Nix was out all year, and we didn't use him in that realm. 2018 was Colin Hoba. Well, no, that wasn't Colin Hoba. That was we didn't have a 6th rounder that year, but we cut the 7th rounder, Joshua Frazier. 2017 was where the fuck?
Just keep going down.
That was Colin Hoba.
Yeah, you know what? I don't want a 6th rounder this year.
Isn't that what we got for Ingram?
Chiefs, you can have it back. Because what are we going to do with it?
6th rounder Travis Feeney. He was a terrible pick. That was in 2016.
Yeah, this needs to be brought up. Our 6th. I mean, yes, they're 6th round picks. 6th round picks don't usually do anything, but the Steelers literally just give up after like 1 year with these guys.
6th round pick LT Walton. He was a depth guy for like 3 years.
And Chickalo did not turn out good.
6th round pick Jordan Zumwalt. Good Lord, that's all the way dating back to 2014, 2013.
Where we going with this?
Vince Williams. That's the only
fucking guy that turned out good.
Vince Williams. 2012. We didn't have one, but we had like 4 7th rounders.
Not one, besides Kelvin Beachum.
2011 was, of course, Keith Williams. I do not remember that guy. He was actually cut before the 53. And, of course, we all know from 2010, one of the greatest receivers of all time for the Pittsburgh Steelers, number 84.
Yeah, you got to go down. Slow. Up. Slow. Keep going. Boom.
Daniel Brown. And Jonathan Dwyer.
Yeah, don't remind me.
But, yeah, what is up with us cutting fucking...
And like I said, I get that they're 6th rounders. Usually you don't see much from a 6th rounder. But it's like the majority of these guys, they just simply give up after a year. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. And yeah, some of them never turned out good. But you spend a draft pick with these and you're just letting them go.
Who y'all think replacing Big Ben? You can't really replace. I'm going with Mason next year.
A gap quarterback could fill in next year, yeah. We've been streaming for almost 2 hours, shit.
Almost 2 hours. Mariota, he deserves a second chance. I'm up for Mariota. I am.
I can see Mariota, definitely.
Let's see where we at. Anyone but Ben would be better. We have a decent amount of salary cap room for 2022, almost $45 million. We could get an additional 10 if we were to cut Banner and Spillane. Not Spillane, Schobert.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be 500 again next season and the following and so on.
Hey, as long as Tom doesn't have a losing record. Just to keep that resume good.
Why don't we use a fullback if our O-line needs help with the run game? I don't know, because that play is scratched out for some reason. Is that my water?
Yes.
Thank you. I need water.
I need that.
All this talking for almost 2 hours. What's the update on the game? Not that I care, but
I don't know.
Someone's going to get Deshaun Watson next year, and whoever's willing to let their nuts swing will change their team's future. But they got to get some certainty that if they were to trade all that just for the dude to get arrested the next day, I mean...
Oh.
What?
42-7 Dallas.
What the fuck?
42-7. Why are you surprised? It's a football team.
42?
Dallas put up 42. Football team only put up 7.
Please tell me Dak got like 6 touchdowns. I got him in fantasy.
I don't know.
42?
I didn't check the stats. I just saw the goddamn score.
42? That is dirty.
There's not even any point in just watching the second half. There's like no point.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's not even fucking like...
Well, that's Dallas for you.
Dak has 4 touchdowns, but I'm still losing. Wow.
You're still... Why does it matter? You're not in the playoffs.
I'm in the playoffs in this league.
Oh.
I'm getting my ass whipped.
Oh, well, that's...
Fuck. Dak, I need you to throw like another 60 touchdowns.
That's not happening. You know that.
Fucking shit.
Should have done a better lineup.
Well, the league's kind of messed up, so I don't have much of a...
That's just fantasy, you know. It's not for us this year. It's really not. It is not.
Good Lord Almighty.
What are you looking at?
Wolf Almighty, bro. Wolf Almighty. Where we at? Well, if the Raiders' new coach wants to move on from Carr, would you take him? Gladly. I like Derek Carr. I really do.
Yeah.
They just scored another touchdown? They just scored another touchdown.
Well, goddamn. That's called keeping your foot on the pedal. I gotta give Dallas that.
Wow, bro. Wow. You guys compliment each other nicely. I love the show. Well, Iron Fist, I appreciate that, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it a lot.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't want to see this team get embarrassed again in the playoffs. Me neither. But the only positive of making the playoffs is we can say Ben had at least one last shot at it.
That's basically it.
That's it.
That's basically it, but it's like, Ben, you had your shots.
Draft Iowa center Tyler Linderbaum, moved Green out to guard, solved 2 problems with 1 pick. I agree. That's our guy this year.
Simple.
I would love Pickett. I really would, but my guy I'm focused on is Linderbaum.
And you get him.
That's my guy. That's the best.
You need a center.
That is the best center aspect since Patsy. Marquise, not Mike. No offense to Mike.
Mike wasn't bad, but Marquise was definitely better. Shout out to the Pouncey brothers. Hope both of them are doing good.
You notice he really cut back a lot.
Both of them slimmed down.
I've noticed that with a lot of linemen. Joe Thomas did it. Faneca did it. Patsy did it.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean,
It's a healthy thing, man.
very healthy thing.
How is the team 7-7-1? We should be 0-15. I'm not going to disagree. Having cap space means nothing, and Deuce Staley is still the biggest free agent signing I can remember. Hopefully this season makes become aggressive in free agency. That's what all the top teams do now. You're right.
Of course.
Yeah, Deuce was a really good pickup because he was supposed to be the Buster's replacement. That was until Parker came along. The last great pickup I can remember the Steelers having was Joe Hayden.
Literally.
That's it. Do we resign Turner? Kello resign Chucks Schobert. Schobert is under contract next year, but they could cut him to save cap.
Either they cut him, save cap, or they cut some of the cap off and keep him.
Right. I'm not bringing Turner back. Dude can squat. Witherspoon, I'm bringing back 100%. Chucks, I bring him back maybe as a swing guy.
Honestly, I don't think he's going to come back because Haig's still under contract.
Yeah, so if Haig's still under contract and he's going to be the swing guy, there's no point in keeping Chucks.
No, there is no point. Chucks,
You don't build this line by keeping Chucks. It's just not.
No.
He shouldn't have started this year.
No. But once again, Steelers being complacent.
Derek Carr is just good enough to get you beat. No, I think Carr just.
No, Carr's solid.
Carr's solid. Like he's very much like Stafford at this point of his career. Where's that at? Where the fuck is it at? There's a video of Washington football team players fighting on the sideline. That doesn't surprise me.
Really?
That doesn't surprise me.
Wow.
How about make Mason Rudolph as the OC? Good Lord Almighty. Draft a quarterback, trade for a quarterback, sign a free agent quarterback, or roll the dice with Mason. By roll the dice, do you mean like see what he's got? Because it's not a matter of seeing what he's got. I'm just starting him so I can focus on the problems at hand. They're either gonna. They're either way. They're gonna give Mason a shot, but I think they're gonna sign a quarterback.
Yeah.
A low under the radar signing, as we all like to say it. I have had it with mediocre Mike and the excuses for this guy. Yeah, they're kind of getting repetitive. Sickening to watch.
Hey, it's week by week. It's the same stuff.
We have to beat Browns and Ravens to even have a shot at playoffs. We still need the Bengals to lose out too. Trade for Chucky, all for it. My boy Chucky, bro, he'll murder the competition. What about Huntley, the backup to Lamar Jackson? Why not toss some money at him? Would he beat out Rudolph in a fair competition? I'm sure he would. But I don't know where Huntley's getting all this hype over like 2 good games. I'm sure.
Well, you gotta admit he did stand out. He did try to help his team win.
Yeah, of course he did. But I think he'll stay with the Ravens. The Ravens are going to want a good backup.
Yeah, for sure.
And a very similar quarterback to Lamar. Y'all should have took Creed. Yeah, I agree. Linderbaum, I'm all in on it. Move Kevin Dotson to guard where he belongs. Or Kevin Green, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, you move Dotson from left to right because that's where he stood out last year when he filled in for DeCastro.
Steel Jackson says, just want to say you guys and Steel Maiden and Cold Steel are the best yinders on YouTube. Jackson, that's a lot coming from an OG like you, bro.
Seriously, thank you very much, Steel Jackson. Huge shout out to you. Huge shout out to him.
Huge shout out to Jackson. Spend money in free agency. We should. Jerome was a free agent. James Ferrier was great, yeah. Well, Jerome Bettis, we traded for him.
Yeah, Ferrier we just signed, which, hey, turned out great.
American top team over the football team. Had 30% chance of winning my fantasy. Now I have 59%. Cowboys defense, thank you. Yeah, defense stuff. I have in my league as well.
Hell, I know Diggs got a pick.
He got his 11th pick.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Good for him, I guess.
Cam is going to retire, guys. Yeah, I think in like 2 or 3 years. That's another thing we got to focus on in this rebuild is that the D-line's getting older.
Yeah, it is. I mean, is Alualu even going to come back next year?
He's under contract, but we might cut him.
I know he's under contract, but he's going to be 35.
Yeah.
Is he going to want to play at that age? Usually defensive linemen don't play at that age.
I don't know, unless you trust Carlos Davis to make a jump. Chuck's is like Daniel McCullers was. Every year we hear about how good he's going to be, but never is. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm good with Carr, a bit undersized, but he did okay till Gruden got whacked. I think that 2016 year really opened a lot of people's eyes on Carr, and then, yeah, the Raiders are overrated at that point, and they dipped. But Carr, man, just he's the reason why the Raiders are still in the position they are. He's the only reason why the Raiders are still relevant. There's talk of Battle in second round. Do you think Edmonds is out next year, or what role do you think Battle would play? Battle, I'm not sure. I'm focusing on keeping Edmonds. I don't want to have safety as another need. I don't trust us to develop another guy. Edmonds has been decently developed, and I'd keep him. I've been pleased with his progression.
Yeah, so have I. I would definitely keep Edmonds. Make sure you keep that position filled. You keep Minka and Edmonds together because they complement each other very well.
Don't understand why Tomlin was a defensive secondary coach and can't draft or coach up a decent corner.
That makes zero sense to me.
How many playoff games has Carr or Watson won? Well, Watson won, what, 1 or 2?
I think.
Carr, I mean, did he even play a playoff game? Because I know he got hurt in 2016 and they had Connor Cook start. Remember that?
And since then, I don't think the Raiders made it back.
So he hasn't had his chance.
That's not Derek Carr's fault.
No, it's not.
Not completely. He's had some issues, but year by year he gets better. Just the fact that the coaches sucked for Derek Carr, and the defense of the Raiders was never fucking good.
No. Which is the best offensive lineman we have right now? Shit.
I'd probably say
Dotson.
I'd probably say Dotson still.
Dan Moore, maybe.
I'd probably say Dotson.
Left tackle, Terran Armstead. Left guard, Big Dot. Center, Linderbaum. Right guard, Big Green. Right tackle, I don't know. Can you tell me? Right tackle, Trent Brown. Or maybe move Dan Moore to right tackle since he has some reps there.
You could try that experiment.
But that might be another Chuck's Okorafor story. Because Chuck's moved from left to right and right to left and left to right again.
That's a good point. Like, you want to make sure that you have a guy that can stay there, that you don't want to try to move around. And keep moving around. You keep a guy there.
However, I would swap left and right guards.
Unless you get both Armstead and Brown, then you're clean.
Right.
You're good. You're golden.
Crazy thing is the Steelers still have a decent chance of making the playoffs if they win out, which I think is possible. I mean, the Browns is the Browns and the Ravens are done. Yeah, they need the Bengals to lose out, though, at the same time. There's a chance they could make the playoffs, yes.
Yeah.
Keep Witherspoon, sign Juju, fire both coordinators, draft O-line, draft D-line, draft one wide receiver to replace Ray, do the rest for free agency. All for that. All for that.
I agree.
Carr needs a fresh start. I agree. He does. He deserves it. Very much like Stafford. Think Cam retiring end of the season. Didn't he say this was last year signed year 1 year deal? No, he just signed an extension last year. In fact, he has what?
What was the? How many years? Wasn't it like a 4-year deal?
4-year deal. So he must have another 2, a 5-year deal actually. So he has. Nope, wrong one. There we go. That's what I want. Come on. Thank you, sir. All right. 2022. Could be his last year because there's a potential opt-out till 2023. But he signed through all the way till 2025. 5.
Yeah.
So 2025, he's a free agent at 36 years old. Thus, that's probably when he'll retire.
Yeah.
And I'll cry.
I mean, that's our leader. And what a leader Cam Hayward is, man.
That's my guy.
I mean, he even brought Najee Harris a freaking Christmas tree.
That's my guy. Are you guys fans of JD from NY 206? Yes. We watch him pretty regularly.
Yep.
I watch him just so I can keep in check of what WWE's doing because I can't watch that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going on 2 years since we've watched WWE content.
Yeah.
Like, passionately.
Yeah. We
have not watched any WWE at all.
No, AEW for life, bro.
WWE's product has dipped down so much. It's not even. It's like WCW was when they were dying off.
I appreciate you guys for streaming this long, says Lincoln Park. Hey, man, well.
No problem. No problem. It's fun to.
It's a Sunday night, and a Sunday night game is it's a blowout. So who the fuck's going to watch that?
Exactly. And it's fun to sit down here, chat with you guys, talk about the possibilities of the offseason, of the playoffs, of the Steelers. It's fun. I love doing this.
Why can't we score any points in first half of games? I don't know. I wish I knew. That's a 5th straight game today. We didn't score a first half touchdown. Our only touchdown came in garbage time.
That is a fucking problem.
Our only touchdown came in the 4th quarter, garbage time on 4th down, when the Chiefs ran an obvious blitz, and Deontay was 1-on-1. So it's
you're not going to win games by not scoring in the first half, especially in the playoffs, especially against teams like the fucking Chiefs.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Where are we at?
Seriously, 5 straight games.
Why is it wrong to say Tomlin needs to be fired? I need someone, a legitimate reason he should stay. The only reason he should stay is because who the fuck would we put in? And I know that's kind of a cliche argument, but literally, who would we put in?
There's not really anybody that's going to fill in for Tomlin.
Like, we have no one right now we could fill in.
No. And Tomlin's not going to go anywhere. And the guy was extended.
That'd be a big issue for us. That's a bigger issue than quarterback. Or O-line. Happy holidays, SteelTwins, and their subscribers. Happy holidays to you, Steeler Y360 Nation.
For sure, happy holidays.
Big Rush says, this coaching staff hasn't developed any players outside of receiver. Our good players either come from another team or they can't miss players in the draft. Not going to disagree. I mean, look at our secondary. Our 2 best players were from former teams. Joe Hayden, Browns. Minka, Dolphins.
Thank you, Miami.
Emmons is solid. Hayward, 1st-round gem. Tuitt, 2nd-round gem.
Watt, 1st-round gem.
Alualu, Jags. Watt, 1st-round gem, you're right. Highsmith, I'll give him time. Offensively, though, shit.
Yeah, like I said, outside of receiver, I mean, Najee draft, he's going to be good. Freiermuth, he's going to be good. Johnson, he's going to be good.
But you can more so make that argument about the defense. Because especially the secondary. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Hell, Mike Hilton wasn't even a homegrown talent.
That's very true, because he spent time in like 2 different practice squads.
He was with the Jags and the Patriots before coming to us.
I mean, yeah, he made his name in Pittsburgh, but it's not like he started off in Pitt.
Given the choice between Jimmy G, Watson, or Carr, who is the best fit? Watson.
Deshaun
Watson. Is there a chance we get Rodgers? I don't think so. Did you guys happen to see AB's post-game interview with ESPN Report today? If not, Google it. He acted like his usual jag-off self. Rob was saying something before we went live.
Because I saw it on Twitter, because they were asking about his off-the-field stuff, like everything that was going on. He said, I don't want to talk about drama. All you guys talk about is drama. I want to talk about Carolina, or we're not going to talk about anything else.
He's not wrong.
I mean, he's right. The reporters are craving for drama because that's what brings in that's what brings attention to them.
Is Antonio Brown a nutcase? Yes. Is he a jagoff? Yes. But he's not wrong in that statement. And I do miss AB. I ain't gonna lie. I miss his on-field presence. I was at the game today, and Ben was on the sideline motivating the line. So the narrative that Ben isn't a leader is weird. Ben's always done that with his line. He's always said, "Good job, good job," no matter what happened to him. This is real unpopular, but if Tuitt comes back healthy next year and with the play of Wormley, I'd be comfortable moving on from Hayward if it would save big money only because of his age. Even at his age, he's still a big player, though, honestly.
And with what Hayward's done this year without Tuitt and Alualu, you know, I mean, the guy made a Pro Bowl again.
Right.
Like, the guy's so dynamic. It would be hard moving on from Hayward unless his play were to decrease.
Right.
Which, I mean, the guy ages like fine wine. I don't see him playing down anytime soon.
Fun fact, this is the first time we didn't score a point in the first half in 5 straight games since 1940. Let me repeat that. 1940 to Steele Jackson. That is news to me. And that makes me want to just break this camera.
Do you have something I can throw?
That won't put a dent in the wall? No, not on me. Oh, yeah, here you go.
Are you fucking kidding me? That I did not know.
1940, bro. What the fuck? This is his.
That was before the Steelers made the playoffs in their entire franchise. Wow. That's a damn crime.
19. I'm gonna. What?
What was our record?
I was about to search that. Whoops, wrong one. In fact, what was their team name in 1940? Oh, they were still the Steelers. Okay.
Yeah, they were the Steelers.
Because I don't know if they were the Pirates or the Steagles or whatever the hell.
1940.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers season.
Yeah, 1940. 2-7-2.
Oh my God. We had 2 ties?
2 ties. Well, it was very common back then. It was open the season, by the way.
Against the Chicago Cardinals and the New York Giants.
Wow.
We would then beat the Detroit Lions week 3, and then we would basically lose. Yeah.
Yep. I'm probably pinning bring back Ben next year and draft line. Nah, it's time to move on. We need to hire coordinators that are not already in the BLDG. You guys probably listen to One Direction. No, we don't. No. I don't listen to that shit.
No. What are you talking? Really? I cannot stand One Direction.
Coach Tomlin have to replace the whole entire staff next season and build a great O-line for Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson. I wish.
Oh, jeez, man.
Tomlin's time has run out. We need a new message. Steelers never draft Iowa players. Tyler Linderbaum will be passed over for overrated SEC linemen. That'd be stupid.
That would be stupid. Just like
that explains why they didn't take George Kittle over Josh Dobbs. That explains it. They didn't take Iowa guys.
And that's so fucking stupid. Just like it was stupid when the Steelers didn't want to take anybody that opted out because of the initial COVID outbreak. They only selected guys that played. If one of those guys that didn't play, I believe, was Creed Humphrey.
If Linderbaum is there and we don't take him, I'm gonna be upset. How about them Chiefs? What about them? Congratulations.
This loss was not surprising to me.
No. Why in the hell didn't the Steelers start out in the no-huddle offense? I mean, what they've been running doesn't work. What harm would it do?
Yeah, because they continuously say we want to run no-huddle more.
They said that last week.
They don't.
I'm not a Tomlin fan, but firing Tomlin would be bad because players love him. If we ever went after a big-name free agent, I think they'd sign because of Tomlin. Yeah. I hear it constantly. Players love Tomlin. Oh, I came to Pittsburgh because of Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, don't insult Alvin. What are you saying? What's wrong with Alvin and Chipmunks, motherfucker?
What are you saying about Alvin?
You said you guys probably watch Alvin and Chipmunks. What's wrong with that? Fuck you.
It was a fine movie.
Players are undisciplined. Ray got another taunting when team down by 30. They celebrate when down by multiple possessions. O-line doesn't show simple block schemes. Receivers run wrong routes. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, Ray's just like taunting and shit at the corner. Like, bro, we're down. We're down 30 points. Shut up. Shut up. Say something after the game.
Even then, what the hell are you going to say? You still lost in the end.
Did you guys see that Sir Yacht crying video? Yes. Of course. And it was hilarious. But I don't believe the fact that he said, this is my first time crying watching a Browns loss. You're telling me, out of all the years you've been a Browns fan, that's the first time you cry? Yeah, sure.
You guys.
But who videotapes themselves crying? Who cries and says, let me get my phone? You're fishing for likes, bro.
Yeah, he's nothing but an attention seeker. That's what he is.
We have the most caps space next year, and I don't trust Tomlin with that much money. I don't think it's the most, but it's up there. No, I don't listen to Machine Gun. I'm banning this dude, bro.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him the fuck out of here. Get him out of here.
Bring back Bud? I wish. Hayward is one of those rare generational athletes that just has to retire a Steeler because he is a Steeler. He breeds it, man. That is untrue. We've scored first half points in last 5 games, just not touchdowns in the first half, last 5 games. Still, that point alone, it's still garbage. It's terrible.
Very terrible.
You don't wait till the fourth quarter to say, you know what? Let me score points. I'm not so sure the Steelers players love Tomlin. I think that's a myth. Look at how many players have asked to leave in the last few years. Certain guys, yeah, that might be because of their position, but no one's come out and said Tomlin's a bad leader or a bad coach. Everyone loves Tomlin. Guys that won out are probably due to position. Like Garrett Blunt, because he didn't get playing time. Melvin Ingram, because he's not a starting edge rusher.
Yeah.
Who else? James Harrison. It's not because Tomlin's a bad coach, because he's a bad leader. It's more so because they didn't get their playing time.
Exactly. And, I mean, like, why should they? There's other guys ahead of them.
We really went back to 1940 today. Yeah, that's bad. 1940. I wish they would use Dobbs in the package. He's on IR. That's impossible. I'm open to it, though. Tomlin, I'm not even going to get into that. That's political. No politics here, boss.
Nope.
The good, bad, and dumb ideas in this chat is still helping me cope with this terrible season and this terrible team. I watched a movie between commercials for the first time ever today. This isn't Tomlin's fault? No. It's not. The finger's not blamed at anybody. It's a collective mess.
Yeah.
I will break my flat screen TV. Flat screen if we skip Linderbaum. Yeah, same. I'll be at a hotel room, so I have to pay for it. At least it's the plan we're going to be at. We're supposed to be in Pittsburgh for the draft.
I'll have to make sure no damages happen.
Selecting guys who played in 2022 and passed on guys who opted out for their own safety due to COVID outbreak is pure draft bias. Do y'all think this is Butler's last year? Yes.
I feel like it should be.
He's been with the team too long.
I feel like it should be. He needs. I think it's time for something new on the defense.
Whoa, Joe says Seattle fan want Wilson to go. Really? Why is that? Not Carroll? You don't want Carroll to go? Really? You want Wilson to leave? I think Carroll's time's up.
I mean, how did Wilson do? I know Seattle got eliminated from playoff contention. Did they lose? I would assume they did. For them to be eliminated, unless another NFC team won and it caused them to be eliminated.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't really check Seattle today.
Andre Romero says this organization has failed Big Ben. 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions isn't bad for a 39-year-old quarterback in his last season. It's not, actually. But it's pretty bad when 11 of those 20 touchdowns comes in the fourth quarter. And no, that's not a Ben problem.
No, it's not.
Tomlin isn't in charge of player personnel. That's all on Colbert. The players who wanted out haven't blamed Tomlin. It's usually playing time and scheme. Yes. What do y'all think about the inside linebacker position? Please answer. See, that's tough to think about because you could blame the whole ACL injury and the mental aspect of it and the recovery on Bush's play style. Because Bush prior to all that, I mean, he was looking to be a solid guy.
A solid pickup in the draft, yeah. And I feel like he still can be. It's just, I don't know. Like recently before he got placed on COVID, he was playing a bit better. He was actually getting down the hole, making these tackles. He was doing a bit better, and I think he will get better.
Right.
I almost said Spillane. Spillane, I mean, as depth, I mean, I'm not really all for it. I think that's the Spillane train is...
Spillane can go.
I'm fine with him leaving. I would not mind giving Buddy Johnson the nod to potentially build himself up.
Yep.
The depth board.
The Vince Williams route, pretty much.
And Schobert, I wouldn't mind keeping him, but you got to keep him for cheaper. You have got to keep him for cheaper.
I think we can all agree the inside linebacker position is not the same since Shazier went down.
For sure, yeah.
So like, that's tough.
I can kind of see the Steelers like taking a look at it, maybe looking at it via free agency or the draft, but I remember we drafted Buddy Johnson, and I think they're going to want to try to see what he's capable of.
Because that's something they've done for years. They've always built up their inside linebackers via depth.
Exactly.
Vince Williams is a great
example. Really.
Example.
And Vince Williams turned out very, very solid.
Yeah, when Timmons left, he stepped up aside Shazier, and boom. But I think Bush is going to stay next year.
Yeah. Whether they pick up the fifth-year option, that's a debate, but I think in general they will. I really do.
Where do you guys see AB playing next year if the Bucs don't sign him? Because I think they're going to prioritize Godwin over him, as they should. I don't know. Maybe no. Well, I say the Raiders. No, they ain't happening.
No,
that ain't happening.
You think he's going back to Mayock?
Hell no.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't know where
Saints.
he'd go.
Saints. I think he's going to Bourbon Street.
I could see that.
I think he's going to Bourbon Street.
He'd technically be back in the black and gold. Just not our gold.
No.
Although he probably would want to be with a actual great quarterback.
Wait, did the Bears? Huh? The Bears beat the what?
The Bears beat the Seahawks.
What?
The Bears beat the.
What the fuck is? How?
Really?
I had Seattle winning that.
So did I. You messing with me?
Wow, 56-7.
Oh my God!
Bro, there's still 11 minutes. What the hell?
Yo, they ain't letting go.
All right, so the Eagles blew out the Giants. The Rams won. Go figure. The Bills split with the Pats. Bucks blew out the Panthers. No shit. The Jets beat the Jags. Who doesn't? The Falcons.
The Falcons beat the Lions. Although they did face Tim Boyle.
The Texans. The Texans beat the Chargers. Cincinnati blew out the Ravens again, and Chicago.
They won by a point.
A point. What are the stats in these games, bro? I'm curious.
They won by a point. Wow. Are you serious? It's muted anyway. Don't worry.
Nick. I am not. Nick Foles.
I forgot.
Nick Foles.
I forgot he was playing.
Nick Foles.
Jolly old Saint Nick gave the Bears a freaking Christmas present.
Nick fucking Foles. He's been inactive all year. David Montgomery was their leading receiver. Nick Foles. What the fuck?
Wow.
Wilson had 2 touchdowns. Penny had 135 on the ground. What the fuck?
What happened? Someone fumble?
See what happened here.
Turnover on downs. Oh, my Lord.
Wow, they couldn't close it at. Son of a bitch. Wow.
And they missed a field goal earlier in the game, too.
Wow. That's nuts.
That is crazy. Chicago and Nick Foles beat the Seahawks.
Play calling, time management, and personnel is on the coach. Everything else is the players. I'll agree with that. Let's see. I'll just call you Wings. Wings with a 499 super chat says it's clearly an offensive line problem. Giving Ben a solid line, and then we can talk about the offense.
I mean, the line sure does play a factor. It definitely does.
If Ben had a better line this year, but
he could have done better. But the play calling is still. See, that's another thing. Even if we had a better line, we established a rushing game a little bit, and Ben was a bit better.
Right.
The play calling still would have been questionable as shit. I know that for a fact.
Chiefs fan here. I always wondered what Steeler Nation actually thinks about Ben after this long in the league. I love Ben to death, but it's time to go.
Yeah,
after the season.
Ben, thanks for everything you did in a Steelers uniform for 17 years, but we've delayed this era.
Yep.
We have postponed we have delayed the inevitable. We've postponed the retirement.
We have. What will happen with Ebron? Ebron's done in black and gold, man. I think Gentry took his number 2 spot.
Yeah, I think Ebron's gone.
Someone has an Artie Burns jersey. God bless him. God bless him. Remember when AB filmed a music video? I do remember that. I do. Son of a bitch.
AB, wow.
Lord almighty, AB. I feel like AB's a funny person to chill with, but a terrible teammate. That is so accurate, Andre. So accurate.
But remember, he don't have an ego because he's just trying to win. You know?
Do y'all watch Colin Coward? Yeah, only because of Joy Taylor. But sometimes. What do you think about Clownpool? Well, he's still a fucking clown. He still only has 1 touchdown on the year, by the way. Now, Claypool made some good grabs today. I'll give him that. I'm just looking forward to his 3rd year, hoping he makes a jump.
Yeah, I mean, he's had no impact this year, but like what Dan said, hopefully 3rd year he blasts off like he did in his rookie year.
The red rifle. We hyped up all these first-round quarterbacks this year just for the Texans' 3rd-round pick. Davis Mills outperformed all of them.
I mean...
It's funny how life works.
I mean...
Outside of Mac Jones.
Outside of Mac Jones.
But yeah, what the fuck? What the hell did we fucking watch? It says GT show?
Huge shout out to the GT show. I don't know what we watched.
Did they score again? What the hell? They might hit 60. They didn't score yet.
No.
They don't even have the ball.
The Cowboys? No.
Wow. Chase Clampo, LOL. What a fall from Mapletron. That is a complete disgrace to Megatron, to Calvin Johnson. Pretty sure Big Ben has about 100 million in thanks, so I won't cry. Yeah, I mean, shit. If Steelers sneak into playoffs, which playoff team could they realistically knock off? I am thinking they could upset the Bills or Pats, but no one else. I doubt it'll be the Pats. Belichick's always outsmarted Tomlin.
And our offense against that defense?
Bills maybe, because we did that week 1.
I can see maybe Tennessee if they make it.
Tennessee,
but
you could say the Colts solely because they haven't beat us since 2009. But with Taylor, no.
No.
Do you think Steelers will sign Snell? I hope not.
Why would we?
I hope not. I
see no point in Benny Snell. I really don't.
What does he offer?
A cool ass mouth guard.
Yeah?
That's it.
You think Harbaugh should get fired?
Harbaugh?
No, because he has given the Ravens so much success since Lamar's come in, even this season, after all the injuries. Now, the whole go for 2 rather than go into overtime decisions he made versus Steelers and versus Green Bay have been a little questionable, controversial. The first one against the Steelers, from a NFL football fan, I agree with it. Versus the Packers, I did not agree with it just because at that point, you're fighting for a playoff spot, the division. Don't get too ballsy.
No. Harbaugh, though, I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon, if I'm going to be real.
No. Do you think they could get Deshaun Watson? I wish. Too much baggage, bro. But also too much to trade for. Chase Claypool seems like the kind of person who gets discouraged for Hot Wheels commercials on Cartoon Network. I wouldn't doubt it.
That's funny. That is funny.
What free agent offensive line vets are you hoping to pick up? Terran Armstead, Brandon Sheriff, Trent Brown are the 3 main guys I'm looking at. But specifically at the tackle position, Armstead, Brown.
And maybe Mitchell Schwartz.
Maybe Schwartz.
If he's football ready.
I'm kind of more, I would love Armstead, but I'm kind of more aiming towards Brown just because I think they're going to keep Dan Moore at left tackle.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Oh, they haven't been since 2008. Oh, well, excuse me. Yes, 2008. Still, we've owned him since 2008.
Yeah.
Good Lord, that is nuts. We've always beaten the Colts pretty well. Going back to the 2005 season.
Yeah, we've always had their number. Always have.
Steelers haven't been a complete team since 2010. Yeah.
Last time we made it to Super Bowl.
A complete team. You are so right. We had everything. I think we should go mostly O-line and defense this draft. Give Haskins a chance and let him work his magic for Bryce Young in 2023 draft. I'm looking next year as a rebuild, so depending who's at quarterback, I really don't care much. I don't want to tank, I don't want to lose on purpose. I want, to win some games. I want it to be somewhat exciting. Haskins, maybe we give him a shot.
No, I don't think we tank. I think we try to do what the Patriots and what the Saints are somewhat doing this year. We're still going to try to fight and win, but it does need to be a rebuild season next season, for sure.
What about Fitzpatrick? I guess you're talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
That one surprised me one bit. That really would not surprise me.
It'd be cool to see. I'd welcome him in the Steelers jersey, but
the guy's been a journeyman, and he's not entirely awful. He's just very inconsistent.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he would fit due to the inconsistency part, but I don't know. I can see Ryan Fitzpatrick as another one of those gap guys for us.
Steelers are the perfect team to deal with the Deshaun Watson situation. Let's not forget Ben had two big similar situations, but that would be the reason why we wouldn't look at Watson. Yeah, we go from one accused, that to another. I can see the memes now. It's already bad enough.
There already was when Ben shook Watson's hand last season.
Look up to your role models, and it shows Deshaun Watson and Ben Roethlisberger after a game.
Yeah, the memes would fucking blast off, but I mean, yeah, they'd probably take care of it, but again, it's the baggage with what we had to give up for him.
Right.
And the amount of money, too.
How many years do you think it will take for us to rebuild? Like 2 or 3.
2 or 3 should be enough. I think that's all you need.
Hines is going to be insane next Monday.
Oh, I believe it.
Wait, is that the Monday game? Well, is that the Hines game? I thought we faced the Ravens at Hines.
No, because we faced the Ravens at Hines this past year.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so Ben's last game at Hines is this upcoming Monday night.
Oh, shit.
Next Monday.
I mixed it up. I thought we faced the...
No, we beat the Ravens at Hines
Fuck.
Field.
Well, now you can't lose. It's Ben's last fucking game in Hines.
I thought you Ben knew that.
Fuck.
No.
Yeah, you can't lose next week.
No, you better not. But you know the Browns are going to want to fucking rain on our parade.
Well,
they're going to want to take a shit on our fucking field.
Well, you got to yeah, really. You got to think, man, this motherfucker's... Damn it. He's hurt us for... What, 16 years now?
That goddamn motherfucking Ben Roethlisberger.
He's hurt for 16 years now. This is his last game against us. Last game in this disgusting stadium. I'm talking, Browns fans here. I'm gonna make him go out on a bad note.
That goddamn motherfucker, I'm gonna fucking rip his head off.
You can give me one last time. Fucking Browns
I fucking
fans.
hope we do beat them motherfuckers.
Man, we can't lose next week, bro. Ben's last game in Hines, probably his last game in Hines, and it's against the Browns. You can't lose. Come on.
I hope not.
Come on. Do you feel like you guys are running Najee into the ground, much like Bell?
Yes.
That's why we want Mac. Or James Conner if he's a free agent next to what he is. I mean, if he wants to come back, which I hope, but I doubt it. Conner's not coming back.
See, the more I look at wanting a number 2 back, as much as I like it and as much as I like us to do rotational roles with running back, it's something we don't do.
Right.
So even if we were to get a guy, are they going to do much? We didn't even do it with Bell and Williams. D-Will.
No.
We didn't. We always gave it to Bell. When we didn't have to.
No, that's the problem. JR Boy with a 199 super chat says, "Are you watching the Cowboys game score 56-7? I am not, but I am keeping track. I'm keeping track. Hard pass on Haskins. He has caught texting his multiple girlfriends between throwing passes during practice. No. It just appears Haskins' head isn't in the game.
No.
I never guess on how long a rebuild would take. I'm sure the Cowboys said a rebuild would only take a year or 2 after 97. Look how long that rebuild lasts, and that's so-called America's team. You never know, man. How our rebuild from Bradshaw, I mean, it took how long? How long?
Many years.
Ben's last game, home game Monday night. But I forgot. That's nuts. My first Steelers game was the Ravens. It was crazy. We got to get to a Ravens game.
Next season or sometime soon. Definitely.
Yeah. Let's see. Imagine McBen under Belichick for 18 years. It wouldn't happen for 18 years. Belichick would know when to cut the rope.
I mean, he did it with Brady.
Cut the cord. We should sign Sony Michel. I wouldn't mind that. Michel would be nice.
Yeah, Michelle's been standing out a lot the past couple of weeks.
Is it true that NBA player LeBron James is now part owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins? Apparently.
Part owner, supposedly, yes.
Apparently.
He's now showing up to Lakers games and Penguins jerseys and everything.
It's because LeBron is signed off to the company that bought it from Lemieux. Now, Lemieux is still the owner, but, he's not full owner.
Right.
I think. Draft Michigan owner Hassan Haskins.
Running back, yeah.
He was a beast in that Ohio State game.
See, I like Hassan Haskins a lot, but that's another day 2/day 3 guy
I'm done with the day 3
that we
backs.
have not done well with.
I am not drafting a running back this year. I'm done with the day 3 guys. Samuels, Snell, who else? McFarland.
Where's McFarland?
It's not working. I'm done with it. No.
McFarland has communication. He's very familiar with Matt Canada. Where the fuck is he?
Same thing with Derek White, but yeah, I'm not drafting a day 3 guy, dude. I'm not drafting a running back.
No, get a veteran back in there.
Go out your way and grab a D'Angelo Williams. A D'Angelo Williams-like signing.
Yeah.
What's the word on DeCastro? I haven't heard nothing since he got
cut.
Yeah. I heard nothing.
No update yet.
My first Steelers game was versus the Browns. How was that, man?
How was that? Yeah, that would have been interesting.
If Mason is still the backup, that should tell you what they think of Haskins. Yeah, and he was a first-round pedigree. Are you guys baseball fans at all? I don't watch baseball. I'm more so a fan of actually going to the game, but because we're all Pittsburgh, yeah, we're
Pirates fans, yeah. And we know, the Pirates suck.
Is this Ben's last year? Yes, better be.
Yeah, for sure, it better be. Yeah.
Y'all watch Adonis? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Shit, for going on what, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah, several years. Yeah, big fan of him.
Tomlin never ever knew how to use his running backs right. No, he always runs them into the ground until the wheels fall off, as he says.
Yeah, he did it with Parker. He did it with Mendenhall to an extent. Did it with Bell. He did it with Connor. Now he's more likely gonna do it with Najee.
Right.
Like Jesus, man.
And that's the problem. That's why.
I mean, yes, Najee's capable of that workload, but because of that, that's gonna fucking hurt him. He might turn into Todd Gurley again, or he might turn into another Todd Gurley.
And that's why we want a committee going, or a number 2. None of these day 3 running backs aren't working no more. I want to go out of our way and sign and make a D'Angelo Williams or LeGarrette Blount-like signing and get someone you can rotate confidently with Najee. Someone that can complement him.
That's what they need. That's what they need to do. You know how much better our offense would be? Running the football is one of the biggest keys to winning football games.
Yeah? I mean, why do you think we won how many Super Bowls?
Many fucking Super Bowls.
Because defense and running the ball. That's how we succeeded in the 70s.
Like, come on, man.
Where we at? Where we at in the chat? AB went off during the Browns game, so should tell you how long. Oh, God. Yeah, that was pretty long ago, wasn't it? Old days, huh? Imagine trading for Hutchinson. Who should Steelers get as quarterback next year? I just start Mason, bro.
Stick with Mason, might as well.
Just rebuild. Love your show. Any chance you do live feed during Monday night game? We unfortunately work that day. If you're talking the Steelers-Browns game, we work that day. We're going to try to get off because it's Ben's last home game, and I'm not missing that live.
No.
So maybe we get something going. I don't know that.
Potentially, yeah.
Colt still is in the building. Yes, he is. Where's it at? I remember I was camping when the Castro got cut. And since I'm in the woods and there is terrible service, I didn't find out till like a day later he got cut. Bro, that's nuts.
Wow.
That is nuts.
That is nuts. Damn.
Yeah. Last year's draft had better quarterback options. It did. Yeah, I mean, it did. Shit, I don't even know if the next 2-3 years are going to have good quarterback options, to be real with you.
It depends.
We should just tank the rest of the year and trade up for a shot at replacement for Big Ben, that, and O-line. I wouldn't tank the rest of the year because it's still a chance to make the playoffs. Granted, we already know the outcome. But I don't know if they're focused on a true replacement. Or at least I hope not. I mean, by that, I mean, I want them to focus on the O-line specifically. I don't want to give whoever our next quarterback is this O-line, and next thing you know, they're Carson Wentz 2.0. They're Andrew Luck 2.0.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Like, I want a new franchise, but I'm willing to wait a year or two.
That's probably what we need. Because the guy that we could potentially trying to look at this upcoming draft, outside of maybe Pickett, but even then, you still got to make sure the line.
Right.
You got to make sure the line's good. And like I said, this year's draft class, I mean, there's not really many guys that stand out.
Right.
And could be franchise players at quarterback, really.
Dream 2022 additions: Carr, Mack, Linderbaum, Armstead, J.C. Jackson. That'd be great. That'd be great. But you're also asking a lot from the Steelers. I mean, granted, I ask a lot from the Steelers, too. Like,
I think we all do, but...
Like, I want us to go get a big name tackle, left or right. I want us to get a solid cornerback 1. I want us to re-sign Edmonds. I want us to fix up the O-line interiorly with center. Like, I am asking a lot myself. But they are capable of doing a lot now. But will they? You know, it's been a minute since they had this amount of cap to work with. So will they use it? Or is it just like, oh, shit, I didn't think I'd get this far.
What do I do with this money? Oh, I know. Let's give Canada a raise.
Yeah, right.
That's what we'll do. I hope not.
Y'all done with peak yet? Kinda.
Essentially, yes. We still got to work Sundays because the holidays fall on a weekend. So we still got to work Sunday until the New Year's Day is done.
Right. So we have one more Sunday to work.
So technically, peak's still going, but technically it's over, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Let's see, what's it like? What's it like going to an NFL game? I've never been to one. It's wild. Like it's just crazy.
The atmosphere, the presence of being there and being around the fans.
I can't put it into words, bro.
Watching the game, seeing the players play, hearing the music.
I can't put it into words. You'd have to experience it yourself to understand.
Honestly, yeah.
But I will say though, if you go to Heinz Field, and the second you see the sea of towels waving, bro, that's when you know you made it. Like, you're here.
Yes, sir.
Like, that right there, that's when it hit me. Because they announced on the speaker, T.J. Watt's now the leader. He broke James Harrison's record for most sacks in a single season for a Steelers pass rusher. And then the crowd got pumped. And then you start seeing these towels. I'm like, fuck.
And then when Renegade hit, man, all you see is a sea of towels. I'm just like, holy shit.
Right. Did you enjoy your Christmas? Yes, very much.
It was a good Christmas. Very good Christmas.
How you say this? Kidon Slavis? Did I pronounce that right, Jackson? Is going to lead us to the CFP. Let's go, Pitt. He did transfer. Imagine Colbert makes zero investment in the O-line and keeps his wallet closed. I'd lose my mind. If that's the case, man, then you're pretty much saying, you know what, I give up.
You know, I actually look back at the this past offseason. You know how many days it took for us to actually do anything in free agency? I can kind of see something like that happening again.
Right.
Unfortunately.
All line, there we go. All line and defenses draft tanked literally one season with a bad quarterback for Bryce Young and draft more O linemen in 2023. Draft simple, but the Steelers don't tank. Like I hope they acknowledge they have to rebuild, but they're not going to tank.
No, they're not.
I heard someone says we looking at Deshaun Watson. I think any quarterback needy team is looking at Watson and they're monitoring his situation very closely.
Yeah, of course.
But will they trade that much for Watson? If they do, I'm not opposed to it.
I mean, some teams definitely going to. I feel that.
But you got to build the line first. Ben was able to develop into a prolific passer because he was able to slowly develop. Yeah. He also had the help of a running game and a defense to help him too.
Of course, yeah.
And most quarterbacks need that. Blunt and Bell got caught smoking, didn't they? Yes, they did. That was Bell's second year, 2014. Rebuild done in 1 year. It's not that hard.
It can happen in a year for sure. I just don't know if for the Steelers if 1 year is enough.
Give Canada a raise? Fuck no. Ship them off to Canada. Fuck that.
Bro, I was just joking.
We would be done if we made the playoffs. The only upside is experience of playoff football for a young team. How many rookies have started the season for us? Geez. Yeah, you're right. That's the only upside, Alan. Do you think Batch could be a quarterback coach? He could be, but I think he's fine as an analyst. Would you ever go to a different stadium? Yes.
Yeah. I'd be down for that.
What stadium? I don't know. The nicer ones are too far from here, but I'd go to another stadium.
Yeah.
Shit, I might go to enemy territory, M&T Bank, why not? Sean Watson maybe be our next quarterback. Who knows? If he gets cleared, man, why not? Steelers are one great cornerback to being a legendary defense. If we are able to play lock up man D consistently, we will be like the 2015 Broncos. I don't know why we don't do man more often. I don't. Seems like nobody appreciates Ben for his last year, good or bad. That man is winner. Haven't had a losing record since 2003. I'm going to miss that man, but it's his time. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I'd bring back Ben as quarterback coach in OC. Maybe in a decade or so. You've been to all 32 stadiums? Holy shit.
Really, that's insane.
There's a sea of towels at Arrowhead today. No figure. Go figure, man. That's Steeler Nation.
Yeah, they travel all over the world, man.
That is Steeler Nation. My first Steelers game was against the Packers, and Brett Favre was still playing at the time. See, Steelers-Packers games are always interesting, though. I've been to Heinz a few times. While I enjoy the atmosphere, I prefer watching games on TV. You don't realize how slow games are until you're at the game. I've noticed that as well. The game went fast, but it is much slower on TV. Still going there is awesome.
Yeah.
Twins, how long did you guys wait for your jerseys to DH Gate? I ordered my Bettison Harris. Been waiting for a month. We had to wait. The max was like 3 weeks. You have to be careful with the sellers, though. You got to make sure you get the ones where the sellers have a lot of
great reviews
and ratings.
But that's so fucked up. That's so shitty.
You guys know one thing I'm looking forward to in 2022, the return of the best college football rivalries, the backyard brawl. # fuck West Virginia. We'll probably resign DeCastro, Artie Burns, Big Al, and players like that because they know the system. Oh, God.
Steelers have a tendency of bringing guys back because they know. Remember when Sazier went down? Sean Spence was going to be the solution.
Sean Spence. Remember Schmuckle Thomas, too?
I remember when they brought back Sean Davis.
God.
Who else they bring back? Chris when they brought somebody else back.
Dobbs. He knows the system.
Yeah. Dobbs, too. Yeah.
Can we put Tomlin, Butler, and Canada in a rocket and shoot them into space?
Yeah, let's send them to Mars.
Mars. Bring Hines Ward for receiver coach. Could have him bring back what it really is like to be a Steeler. I agree, Jason. I've been wanting him to be a receiver coach for a while, ever since Juju came into the league. When he went to Latrobe and would help out the receivers.
Yeah.
I've always wanted Hines Ward to be our wide receiver coach. And that's not just because he's my favorite Steeler of all time.
No, Ward would definitely,
I'd love to see that man back on the sideline.
And when it comes to these receivers, he'd set them straight, for sure. For sure, he would set them straight.
Right. William Gay was always brought back, you're right. So was McFadden.
Byron McFadden was brought back, yeah.
Brian McFadden was. Who else? There's many guys we brought back. For depth needs, I guess it makes sense.
Depth-wise, yeah, but starting capability is one of the reasons why you let him go in the first place.
If you could only keep one Steelers jersey, who would you keep? Oh, good question.
See, I don't know if... That's a good question. That's tough.
Who would I keep? Shit.
I know Troy's my favorite Steeler, but I'd probably keep my Mean Joe Green jersey. What about you?
Trying to think.
I mean,
yeah, my ward. But if you're talking like one I wear, probably my Heath Reebok.
okay.
My Heath Reebok. Have you been to any Steelers away games? No, but I want to get to one just to see what that atmosphere is like. Enemy territory?
I'd be down for that for sure.
Yeah. Bring back Joey Porter as coach again? Yeah, maybe he can draft his son in 2023 from Penn State.
I'd be up to drafting his son. I don't know about bringing him back as a coach.
Andre, you and I both. That was my guy.
Mm-hmm. Guy didn't fuck around.
I mean, there's no other guy you want to model your work ethic after him.
No.
Or after. It's just, dude was all about work, all about action, man. All about that action, boss. But it's 11:35, man, in Eastern Standard Point. Is the game over? The game is over. And Dallas won 56-14. Who cares? Chiefs win, though, 36-10.
Not surprising whatsoever.
Not a shocking performance by any means from us here. I'm sure a lot of you guys in the chat. But we got the Browns next week, Monday Night Football. Supposedly Ben's last home game, and it just is fitting it's against the Browns. And if we lose next week, season's over. Literally, we are out of playoff contention. But the only way for us to make the playoffs, or the easiest way for us to make the playoffs, is by winning the division. We would have to win out, and we would need the Bengals to lose out. Possible, but
a lot of wishful thinking right there.
Once again, Steelers leaning on other teams to do their dirty work.
And that shit's getting old.
It is getting old, but we're in the situation we are now, and we just got to hope for the best. But Steelers lose today. We got the Browns next week. Let's just focus on that. Oh, God. We've been streaming for almost 3 hours. Holy shit. I didn't think that was going to happen, but 3 hours, man. Just talking Steelers, talking offseason, talking the game.
Talking with the
current
chat.
team.
Everybody that's stayed in the chat, that tuned in, talk to us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you guys are always appreciated from us, the SteelTwins, man. We're going to get on out, enjoy the rest of our Sunday night. Enjoy Monday Night Football tomorrow if you are watching. Otherwise, enjoy your week as the new year is upon us. So enjoy the last week of 2021. Finish out strong, guys. Finish out on a positive note heading into 2022. New year, new start. All that cliche bullshit that we never live up to. But you know what? New Year's coming up. And next year, the Steelers will face the Browns.
Yes, we will.
But you guys have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your 2021. We'll be back this week with predictions, NFL weekly predictions with, I believe, Paper Portal from our Discord chat. And, of course, the preview, of course, for the Browns Monday Night Football game. Ben's supposedly last home game. But you guys have a great rest of your night, great rest of your holiday, great rest of your year, pretty much. And we'll see you guys later this week, man.
Like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you later. Peace!